researching a speed reading course because we literally have too many books to read. And it's a problem when we're going to bed 3 or 4 in the morning because we're up like trying to get it in, trying to get it in. I just want to like scoop it up, put it in my head, just drink it. It can't come in faster. I crave the knowledge. I crave the growth. Teach me how. I'm listening. I crave it. I don't know what you're hungry for. I'm hungry. I'm hungry to learn how to be a better parent. I'm hungry to learn how to be a better wife. I'm hungry to learn how to have fitness. I'm hungry to learn how to eat from my body. I'm even hungry to learn how to do my makeup, do my hair, have a home full of peace, how to understand history, how to understand business, how to understand people. I'm hungry. There's just so many things out here for us to learn. It drives me crazy sometimes. There's so much to learn. One of the things I'm hearing saying a lot in our household is, gosh, there's just so many skill sets to learn. There's so many skill sets to learn. Learning about trading, learning about stocks, man, learning about gold. We've been getting geeky learning the history of gold, how it's world manipulated within world powers. Oh my gosh, it's like a good show. This is the best reality TV show I ever seen. Is that I'm not lying to y'all. If you were to know what's going on with the value of gold between world powers and countries, it's the best reality TV I've never seen. It's insane. I can't even have regular conversations with people. I crave the growth so much. I crave the knowledge. I lived dumb so long, I ain't trying to live dumb no more. I lived blinded so long, I ain't trying to live blinded no more. I crave it. I can't get it in fast enough. The second you stop craving the knowledge, or when you make everything else more important than the knowledge, you get nothing else. When you make the money making more important than the knowledge, you get none of them. Now you dumb and poor. I'm keeping it real with you. There's a truck coming. I don't have time to put this into fancy words for you. If you're still on the line after a couple of hours of beating, you're my type of person anyway. You want the truth. You crave the truth. Don't lie to me no more. I've been getting lied to my whole damn life. I was lied to about what I should do with my life. I was lied to about going to college and getting in debt. I was lied to about how to pay off debt. I was lied to about the powers of money. I was lied to about how to get some money. I was lied to about what wealth creation is. My communities were lied to. My mama was lied to. Don't lie to me no more. You don't got to sugarcoat it. Tell me the truth. Oh, I need to read? Okay. Oh, most people don't read one book after high school. The average American is at a 4th grade reading level. That is dang near illiterate. I want y'all to get scared real quick. The average American is at a 4th grade reading level, and they're voting. Next page. Last lie that we tell ourselves. It's not something that we even think. It's just something we do. And this is why I left it for the last. It's not even something you say. It's not even something that you're aware is happening. The biggest lie you tell yourselves in network marketing, okay? What we do is something we do. We reserve all of our passion, all of our emotion for one tiny moment in network marketing. There's so much to be said of this industry. All the growth, all the connection, all the network, the product we have. We're making money with our product. Who does that? No one. All the things that this company, not just this company, but the entire industry has done for me. And still, I have to remind myself to not reduce all of this industry into one moment. I'm going to tell you what that moment is. It's the moment we give our most emotion to. So therefore, according to Napoleon Hill, it's the moment that controls us the most. It is the yes or no moment when you are sharing this concept. When someone thinks about network marketing, it's almost like, you remember, I don't know if anyone on the line remembers That's So Raven. And do you remember how she would be going about her day, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, whoop, an image, right? And it wasn't always clear, but you always got to the one picture, whoop, that image. And I feel like when we say network marketing or affiliate sales or direct sales, people go, whoop. And the one moment they see is that they got to get a yes or a no out of another human being. And because of that one minuscule, insignificant, reductible moment, because of that, I don't think this is for me. It didn't take that much to scare people away. Because they don't want to get a yes or no. I get it. People don't like yes or no's. Sometimes I wonder if I should send them a video and at the end I tell them if they want to swipe left or swipe right. That way we can make it painless for all of us, right? We reduce our entire business to this one tiny little yes or no moment. And here's how we do it. This is when we have the most excitement in our business. Now I know you think, oh, I'm not excited when I have to get that yes or no moment, Wanda. Like that's not excitement. No. Let's go find out. Let's scan the physiology of your body and figure out what's happening. You get tensed up, you lose your breath a little bit, your stomach gets a feeling in it, your stomach's a little nervous. Whew. Isn't that the same feeling you get at the top of a roller coaster? Okay, that's excitement. You've just been translating it as fear for so long, you believe it's fear. You believe you're scared. No, it's just excitement. And so we reduce our entire experience in this industry that pays more than the NBA, the NFL put together. We reduce our entire experience to that one little insignificant moment. The only moment that we don't control in our business is that 3-second moment. And we reduce our entire experience to that moment. I want you to know right now, my life is not living on the yes or the no's of other people. My life is not living on the yes or the no's of other people. Oh, please, are you kidding me? Could you imagine living a life that is hinging on the approval or the denial of other human beings? These human beings out here in this world, these human beings in this world right now? Oh, no. No, my love. They're too far brainwashed for me. They're too far broken for me. I love them, but I'm not going to be of the world just because I'm in the world. I am not hinging on their yes and no's. I know it's for me. I've already seen it. It is done. I just know I have to go through the action steps. That one tiny 3-second moment, the only moment I don't control in my business, is not going to determine whether Wanda Webb is a multi-millionaire or not. You don't get that power. What's for me is for me. Not even me can get in the way. So why don't we just focus on everything else? Because the truth is that in this industry, you control 99.9% of everything else. Everything else is the personal development, is the growth, is the prospecting, is the having human conversations, learning what we do, learning the skill set, telling your story, being excited, having a testimony, reading, growing, inviting, showing, teaching others, leading. Like everything else you control. Everything else is your happy place. Why would you choose to live in that 3-second tiny moment of yes or no? How sad to reduce something that is this dynamic, that has the magnitude of this much opportunity, to reduce it into that one little tiny moment. That's sad. And if you've reduced your opportunity, your possibilities to that one little tiny moment, man, I wouldn't want to do that business either. I wouldn't want to do that business either. I get why you're not doing this. I see why you don't got a names list. I see why you're not talking about this with enthusiasm like Rich taught us. I wouldn't do that business either. Don't sign me up for that. But the everything else, the 99.9% that I control, that I do benefit from, that I grow from, that magnifies my life, that does something for me, that I benefit from no matter what, that part of this business, the part that really pays you, by the way, you don't get paid off yeses or nos. You get paid off building your network, constantly prospecting new conversations, determining in your gut if this is for them, or if this could solve problems for them, or if this could give them value, letting them make that decision, taking them on a path of education, exposing them to a community that has wealth conversations, ain't scared to talk about no money. Okay, our mamas and our daddies and our grandmas were scared about talking about money because they didn't have any. We're different. We got some now. Oh, we're homeowners and landowners. We have gold, we have silver, we have apartment buildings and liens and deeds. It's different. We need to talk about this community so we can talk about how to manage and organize it and teach other people how to do it. We need to encourage each other. Buy some land. Buy some, I don't care if you got to go 2 hours outside of the city you live in and buy something for $1,000. Buy it. Own it. Encourage people. Shout someone out. You know, I can't post my land on Instagram. People just think I'm taking a pretty picture of a field. I can't post my apartment building on Instagram. People think that's where she lives. So I need you to hype each other up. I need you to encourage each other, community, wealth community. All the other things we get to control. That's where I want you to live. That little tiny 3-second moment, that little yes or no moment, that's not your business. That's solely on that person. You might have just been the person that came along to plant the seed so that in a year from now they can have an aha moment. Maybe that's all you were supposed to do. That's okay. Move on. Don't live in that place. Because if I had to live in that place, I would not be here 7.5 years later being a top earner in this industry. I would not be able to be completely debt-free, having assets, growing my metals, growing my cash savings, growing my hard assets, my land, my property. I wouldn't be able to do that. If I was reducing my entire existence in this industry to the little 3-second yes or no moment, don't do that. There's so much more to enjoy. So I want you to scan yourself and ask yourself, which lie have I automatically believed by default? Is it the lie of no time? Is it the lie of I've arrived, I don't need that call? That's just to hype me up. I'm not trying to hype you up. You've been in poverty training for 30, 40, 50 years of your life. I'm trying to undo that. The ego, right? Oh, they want to hype me up. Well, I'll hype you up. I put you in my wealth community. You've been in poverty training most of your life. I'm trying to undo that. Maybe it's the lie of believing that this business is that one little tiny yes or no moment. That's not this business. There's so much more area to live in. You don't like the closing moment? Awesome. I wouldn't want you to live there anywhere. That's not where the money's made. The money is made in the inviting environment anyway. The inviting environment. That's where the money's made. The inviting environment. That's where the money's at. The people who live in the closing environment, that's the tiniest element of what we do. Show, expose, educate. Those who will, awesome. Those who won't, awesome. You can't save them all. It's not for everyone. I appreciate you guys so much. Legacy Worldwide, I love you. Andre, I'm going to give it back to you. But real quick before I do, I know who's coming up next. Hey, this is my brother for real. And y'all, he just had a birthday. Him and my son share the same birthday. So like, let me tell you what, as a mamas real quick. My son shares a birthday with Nafis Khan, whoop, and David Iminite, whoop, and Bryce Thompson. Whoop, I said, yes, Lord. I'm excited about that. I look at my baby like, my little billionaire. He don't even know what that is. I declare already over my son. So guys, this next person, I know Nafis for real. Like I know you know mentor Nafis, King Canada. I know you know him. But see, I know Nafis after 2 glasses of wine, Nafis, okay? And you know what's really incredible? That Nafis ain't that different. He's still super lovable. He still cares. He still comes from an amazing mama who makes the best fried eggplant ever. He still comes from good people. He's still humbled. He's still grounded. He still has a spouse who cheers him on and loves on him and has big dreams with him. He's still that person. Even when you get to really, really know him, he's still that. He's so much more, in fact, than a chairman. He's so much more. And so, guys, I'm going to give this to either Nafis or Andre. You guys figured out. I know I already kind of pre-edified, but that's my brother. And anytime I get a chance to love on him with my words, I will.
Awesome. Well, first of all, I wanted to thank you. Thank you very much for what you just delivered and what you just gave. I know the value was tremendous. Everybody show Wanda some love in the chat, man. I'm just telling you, that was tremendous. And I don't really need to say much more. I mean, when your chairman edifies you, then that's what you need right there. I mean, Nafis, listen, this is what I'll say. This is what I'll say about Nafis. For a while, you know, Nafis, I'm actually part of his organization. I didn't actually know Nafis that well. And then we had a chance to meet. We've had some conversations or whatever, but I didn't know him that well. But here's what I do know is that I went through a tough time in my life where I had a divorce, and it was a surprise to me. It was it was a hard thing to go through. And then in February, my daughter went from Texas to California, and I was heartbroken. And all I know is that the moment that man saw that, he said, he sent me a message, and he said, Andre, let's go do whatever we got to do. I'll fly from Canada. We'll get a Brinks truck. It don't matter about COVID. We're going to go get that little girl. We're going to do it together. What do we have to do? And when he said that to me, that's all I needed to know about who he was as a person. because he was more concerned about me as a human being than what value or economic price I could bring to him by being a part of his team. I'm telling you what, folks, you guys are lucky to be able to hear from Nafees Khan. I just got off with a personal one-on-one. How cool was that? I had a one-on-one training with Nafees Khan, and he opened himself up to give a training for my team. And I mean, come on, folks. This kind of leadership is invaluable. So, folks, I'm excited to share them with you straight out of Canada. Chairman 10, going Chairman 25. I love him to death, Mr. Nafees Khan, bro. Are you with us? Let's get you unmuted. There you go.
Okay, Andre, can you hear me?
I can.
All right, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. And first off, before I get even started, Andre, I got to give so much love and respect for you, man. This call that you put together, actually, you know, every call that you've ever put together has been like you just top it and top it and top it and top it and top it with better people to bring on board, more education, and honestly, the growth that you're having as well, bro. All the blessings to you, man. Your success is just a true testament to your leadership, and you continue to grow. And I just want to say thank you so much for doing this, brother. People like yourself, you guys, this is what we look for in this academy. We look for people that bring the table to the table. And Andre is honestly one of those gentlemen that does that for everybody in such a high level. So again, Andre, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you so much. All right. And before I go on, you guys, I just want to first off say, yo, shout out to all of the speakers prior to us. Man, I was taking notes, everybody, and you guys are all like family to me. As you guys know, this program, this academy, this group is so much more than just mentorship and education. This is your opportunity to be a part of something and be a part of people around the world that are going to become your closest friends. And I can honestly say this, that all the speakers that you heard of on the call, I've started to get to know or really gotten to know quite well. And we call each other, talk to each other. And the positivity that we bring to this community, this group, I think is bigger than anything more than profits. They always say people over profit. Well, that's exactly what this is all about, is pouring into people so that we all profit together in a big way, okay? So with that being said, the last thing I want to make sure I say is happy birthday to the Junior Webb, okay? We got Junior Webb, future Chairman 750 loading, okay? I know that birthday was an epic birthday right there in the Webb house, and we know that Wanda and Randy are amazing parents to lead a great example. So I know you guys at the Webb family was celebrating a very happy birthday. So shout out to you, Mr. Junior Webb. All right, so guys, I'm gonna get on this call, and today, you guys, what I want to talk to you guys about really, and I want to make sure that I talk about this in a very, very, very simple way. Today's call is going to be a little bit different from me. My goal on this next little portion of it is I'm going to speak to you. I got no slides. I got nothing like that. I want to just talk to you directly. And I highly recommend that you take notes about this. So my goal in my little segment of today's call is I want to shift your mindset on why you need to build. Okay, that is the conversation I want to have. So if you're looking at a topic right now, if you're here at the academy and you're just trading, or if you're just building, why you need to do both, but more importantly, my goal here is to really say, why do you need to build? Why do you need to build the business? Okay. And I want you to know something, and I want you to relatively think about this, okay? Because in our group, in our team, we have created a great culture around trading. Trading is the forefront, it's our product, it is everything to us in the program. But trading would have never existed if there wasn't people telling people about trading, yes? You would have never known about IAM, this whole concept, this whole program, none of it puts together if someone didn't reach out to you to open the door and the window for you. But what ends up happening is that when you come into this, you see the opportunity of, yes, I can make money. I don't have to sell anything. I don't have to recruit anybody. I have the potential to make multiple 6 or 7 or 8 figures. I mean, let's be real, guys. The people that know about trading, that have learned how to trade, that have mastered the skill, are the most successful people on planet Earth. They own the banks, the hedge funds, the businesses of the world. They're the most biggest and most successful entrepreneurs on this world. So we are in the right platform just by telling you that one thing. This is the fact that we are a part of the platform that teaches us how to do what the most wealthiest people in the world are doing. But you got to realize something as well, okay? That this is something that you need to realize has so many different mindsets about it that you need to shift in your mind about being able to go out there and build an organization. So let me tell you a couple of reasons why you need to build, okay? In my opinion, when you are somebody as a everyday average person. I look at myself as an everyday average person. I look at Andre as an everyday average person. Okay. We are everyday average people, but just we have more desire. We have come to become aware that life and the careers that we've chosen and path can only do so much for us. There is something that is missing that we must come and fill in the gap to get the abundance, the time, the freedom, the purpose in life. And so if you need the time, the freedom, the purpose in life, then you got to realize that trading is going to be something that you're learning a skill of. And for you to come in the academy and say, I'm going to go show people what I'm doing and how much money I made and the success of my trading before I go tell people about the program, that's like saying, by the time I'm a doctor, I'm going to tell my family that I'm going to learn how to become a doctor. Okay. I'm going to become a lawyer before I go tell people I'm going to law school. Okay. And so I want to share with you guys a story that really has impacted me in a lot of ways. When we were out in Europe, you guys, by the way, man, I cannot tell you how much this company has blessed me in this program in so many ways. But guys, I went from a person that was successful in business and entrepreneurship my entire life to finding myself in 2019 at the hardest time financially in my life. And when I was looking at that time, I was praying for an opportunity. I was praying for an opportunity that also had a purpose behind it. And when I got a call from Randy and getting a chance to come take a look at the program and getting a chance to see what it was, I just saw the vision of this academy being so much bigger than just trading. Because learning how to trade is a personal, self-funded, financial independence. But I wanted to create financial freedom for people. I don't want to just do it for myself. There's no point of you being successful and everybody around you failing or struggling in life. It's not going to be a good life for you. I'll tell you the truth. Okay. The real reality is that I noticed that all it was adapting the right mindset, and people can go out there in this program and do this. And so here's what I want you to understand. How is it that someone is getting started today in this program today is going and breaking records, hitting Platinum 600, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, Chairman 10 in a short period of time, and why other people are taking a longer period of time? And the real reality of the difference is just the perspective, perception, and mindset. That's it. And it's 100% comes down to the approach of the entire situation. Because I honestly believe that we are creating the wrong beliefs to create the wrong approaches, that we think that this is what's going to entice or attract people into our business. And honestly, that is something that we're going to talk about real quick. My goal right now is to shift your mind completely into a way where you're going to attract everybody into your business. Everybody's going to want to get started with you. Everybody's going to want to learn how to trade. And you've done a great job of showing them properly and professionally how to do this, okay? How you can make an impact on others to get them excited to wanting to go ahead and get started in this. And I know Andre and a lot of my team have heard me tell this story, but I'm going to go ahead and share the story with you guys. So when I was in Europe, you guys, I was in Amsterdam. When I was in Amsterdam, you guys, I was learning about Van Gogh. And how many people here, if you're in the chat box, okay, type in 222 if you've heard of Vincent van Gogh, the famous painter and artist in the world, okay? You guys have heard of this gentleman, okay? Now, guys, Van Gogh today is a well-known name around the world. Around the world, when you talk about art, you've got your Picassos, you've got Van Gogh, you've got amongst a lot of people out here, all right? But Van Gogh, did you guys know the story of Van Gogh is that he was depressed. He was dealing with financial, his brother supported him financially. He was died alone, and he died broke. But in his life, he had created over 2,200 paintings, okay? 800 of those paintings being oil paintings. Today, those paintings are worth millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. And think about this concept, brother. Think about what I'm saying right now, okay? Van Gogh was one of the greatest artists on planet Earth, but he wasn't even able to sell one of his paintings to be able to feed and financially take care of himself. Think about that. How is somebody, one of the best painters in the world, when he was alive, people did not notice his art or look at it with a different perspective or value. They saw the art, they saw it, but they were not buying the art. And the reason why they weren't buying the art, you guys, is because Van Gogh was a painter and he didn't understand how to communicate to people to be able to sell his paintings. Make sense? Somebody came along that found the paintings and said, wow, let me go ahead and share the story of Van Gogh. Let me go ahead and show the value of Van Gogh. Let me show the value of this painting, and let me go out there and sell these paintings. And those people took a man who created the art and created millions and millions of dollars by it. So guys, here's the analogy I want you to make, okay? If you believe and your goal in this academy is to hit chairman and you want to make a residual income, you want to be able to fund your trading account by impacting and empowering people in this academy and teaching people how to trade, that your ability to get there is by being a phenomenal trader. Well, I'll tell you the truth. That would mean that every trader in our academy would be Chairman 750 by now. Every educator in the platform would have hundreds of thousands of people signing up. Did you guys know in our academy, our educators want to be chairman because they're $1 million traders, or some of them are multiple 7 and 8 figure traders, but they are at the same level you are at when it comes to talking to somebody. They're having the same issues when it comes to talking to somebody, enrolling someone in the program. They're making millions of dollars. And when they go and tell people, hey, I'm a millionaire at trading, people are like, I don't know. Maybe it sounds good. I mean, I don't know if this is going to be worth it. I mean, I'll think about it. I think I'm busy. I don't know if I got to talk to my spouse about this. Make sense? They are getting the same situation that you're being put in. Because remember that. If you were someone that knows how to trade, technically what we would say is that you would be a Chairman 750. Your abundance in signing up people would be next level. So it grows to show the point that we have mentally created this idea in our head that trading and the results of trading is what's going to attract people into our business. Actually has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Trading is a separate journey, and entrepreneurship and leadership and marketing and mentorship is a separate journey in this platform. There are two completely separate worlds. Completely separate worlds. They have nothing to do with each other. Nothing to do with each other in the way that you talk or approach or do things. Because if it was, then everything would correlate. You would skyrocket through the thing. Okay? We have students in our group, you guys, that are, like Rich said, that are now 7-figure traders in the program. But that has nothing to do with their ability to go out there and teach, show, and market and grow the academy. Because remember what I said, Van Gogh was one of the greatest artists in the world, but he couldn't sell a painting to be able to afford the proper food to nutrition his body so that he can stay healthy and be wise and take care of himself. So guys, here's what I want you to know, okay, is that you need to understand everything is a mindset, everything is a perspective, everything is a approach, and you need to learn that approach to be successful. And in my opinion, you guys, you need to realize this now, because you need to start building the business. And you need to start building the business because you need to see the people around you in your life and your network learn about this academy. And the reason being why that you want them to learn is because of education and mentorship. Okay? So my job right now, what I want to do is I want to just say this to you. Now that you guys understand the mindset, why do you need to build a business? Is because you shouldn't be using your own trading money to trade. Do you know that? You shouldn't be using your own money to trade. Do you guys understand there's nothing wrong with someone trading with $50, $100, $500? You're all welcome to do that. And you're all going to do that because that's where we're comfortable at. But how many people agree that is never, ever, if you came to the academy and you're trying to make money, it is different than learning how to trade. If you're here to make money, listen to what Miss Jennifer, Miss Davis said, okay? She says that all she does is she gets on a call, she follows a mentor, she takes the trade, and she does her risk management, and she lets a professional do the work for her. You got people like Lillian on this call. Lillian is a phenomenal trader. She's someone that came and learned how to trade as well as she was building and became so successful trading. She has been asked, based on her track record of success, to guide people when it comes to her trade ideas. And by being that way, you can have success. So, guys, I want to say this right now. If you're on this call and you join IM to make money fast, you need to realize your job is to go find a trader that you like the trades of, go demo their trades, find out how those trades are, learn the risk management behind it, and stick to that plan. But learning how to trade, learning how to be self-sufficient in trading is a totally different aspect, because that's a journey that everybody's going to go on their own. In my group, I've seen students as fast as learn how to trade in 2-3 months. And then I've seen students take a whole year to learn how to trade. Both those students say the same thing. It was worth every second of every penny of every time that I put into this academy, because now I learned how to trade. Remind yourself this. If you went to Harvard or business school or a profession, or you went to the highest form of education in trading outside of this academy, you would be paying $50,000 for your education. So why should you be okay with trying to think of a $1 million, $1 billion skill that you're supposed to accumulate in a few days, a few weeks, a few months? You're putting the ability of learning a skill on a time frame that has no way of doing it. I'll talk about two of my favorite students in my group, man. You know, two of my favorite students in my group, you guys lead our group by example. And I've watched both these gentlemen take trading so seriously that they had figured out a strategy, started making money on it, and then the market changed on them, and their strategy became ineffective. And you know what they did? They didn't beat themselves up. They didn't hold themselves down. They didn't hold themselves accountable to anything. You know what they did? They had the mindset to think, I got to go back to the drawing board. And they went back into the locker room. They went back at studying. They went back at going on to Go Live. They went back into the education. They watched all the videos again. And you know what they did? They retuned their strategy again. I've watched two guys that are very high income earners at trading, okay, become two students that went back to the drawing board 2 to 3 times before they perfected the art of trading. And it's been over a year of doing it. And guys, over a year of this journey, I'm actually talking about these guys are hardworking guys. I know these guys put 10, 15, 20 hours sometimes a day doing this. Now, these are people that are putting 10, 15 hours a day. If you're not putting 10, 15 hours a day, you need to realize that your journey is going to be a different scale. And then you're going to learn it, and you're going to be guided, and you're going to learn from the people that are teaching you. But you need to realize learning how to trade has nothing to do with your results and making money at the academy. If you want to learn how to make results and make money, follow an educator, learn risk management, practice on your demo, learn how to be consistent, and follow that pattern all the way through. But if you want to learn how to trade, you got to be able to be realizing that only an employee gets paid first and an entrepreneur gets paid last. I don't know anybody in any entrepreneurship today that got a paycheck before they did the work. You guys know an entrepreneur that got paid before they did the work? I don't know any entrepreneur that has a business today that they cut him a check and said, all right, Andre, here's a check for $1 million. Go do the work, sir. This is your business. You own everything. That's called employment, you guys. They only pay you for what you're worth. And so the mindset that you have is an employee mindset. I need to get paid before I can show people what I'm doing. That has nothing to do with it, guys. That is an employee mindset. An entrepreneur's mindset is I need to go show people what I'm doing because I need to go find the people that want to do what I'm doing. They need to find the products and services and value I bring to the table so that they would see value in my service, my value, my product, my company, and what it is that I provide for them. I'm willing to do for them what they are willing to get out of what I'm giving them, okay? So guys, this mindset is huge. And I know I don't got a lot of time, but I'm just going to tell you this. You just got to refine your approach. If you're approaching people about, this is going to make so much money, look at how much money I'm making, blah, 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 money, 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 money. Guess what you're doing? You're also setting up people to have the wrong expectations when it comes to this business. When they come in, if they don't see a mass amount of money coming in, guess what they're going to do? They're going to say, well, you promised me all this money and I don't see it. So that's why I'm not excited. I'm out. You gave them the wrong perspective from day one, the wrong mindset. But if you said, hey, listen, we're launching an academy It's one of the fastest growing academies in the world. We're teaching people how to learn how to make money without selling, without recruiting. And you need to meet my good friend, Andre English. He's one of the top educators. He's a top trainer for the program. He's going to tell you all about the program, but I want you to come check this out because now is the time for us to learn how to be able to make money more than ever. Do you not agree the expectation and the approach is better right away? That I'm talking about Andre, that I'm talking about someone else. Now, look, I could be brand new. Maybe I haven't made any money. But guys, you know what the best thing about network marketing is? It's called edification. Edification has made more people millionaires in this industry than anything else in this industry has ever done. Edification means that I can go ahead and talk to anybody I want, and I don't even got to talk about it myself. I just got to say, hey, you need to be an Andre. I don't talk about I am. I don't talk about all of our products and services. I talk about people. I talk about people. I talk about Rich Live TV on my team. I talk about Anil and Callie. I talk about Jessica and Nellie and Rebecca. I talk about Andre. I talk about Edwin. I talk about all of our leaders when I'm going out there and talk. Actually, to tell you the truth, it's better for me because when I know them and they're in my network, then they may have a mutual respect for me, or they may look up to me, or they may look down to me. It doesn't matter. I'm not the one telling them the program. I'm telling them, hey, you need to listen to this man because what you're doing here is something that you might want to listen to. And listen, at the end of it, it's up to you whether you want to do it or not. See, guys, the approach is so important. If you look at the approach of how you're approaching the business, that's the reason why you're not having the success that you're having. And I highly recommend you guys that you sit down and you learn a couple of fundamental things. One is you got to have the right mindset, like we're having a conversation about right now. Two, Miss Wanda Webb, she said it beautifully. You must have a list. You must be able to go out there and make that list so that you know you have a track record of people that you're going to be following. Three, you should sit down with your mentor. Who is your mentor when it comes to hitting a rank? Someone that has achieved the rank. So someone who's a Platinum 600, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, your chairman, whoever it is, myself, anybody, someone outside of your team, it doesn't matter. Sit with the mentor and go over your invite. Make sure your invite's tight. Make sure your invite has energy. Make sure it has excitement. Make sure there's a like Wanda said, when you call someone, they don't want to sign up because the way that you sound doesn't sound like the way that someone should sound for someone to sign up. Make sense? You don't sound right. And it's okay because there's so many thoughts and things in our mind. We're going to help you simplify it when you approach people. Okay? Then you sit back and you let them do the work. Let the leader that you have do the work for you guys. The greatest thing about this team and this organization is you have someone that can lift you up. And they're going to lift you up until you can stand on your own feet. When you stand on your own feet, that is the day that you could start presenting on your own. That is the day that you're doing what someone did for you back for other people. My biggest goal, you guys, is now in our team is to show people how to Platinum 600 in 72 hours. And by doing that work with people, it allows them to grow that they can go lead other people in this organization. And that's exactly what we want to do. But you guys, the most important thing with everything that you're going to learn is how to close professionally. Remember this sentence. Everybody loves to buy, but everybody hates to be sold. Everybody loves to buy, but hates to be sold. Everybody loves to buy and hates to be sold. So in business, in marketing, in sales, it has nothing to do with trading. Actually, when you're talking about profits and all this money you're making, you are not doing a professional job. But when you go out there and approach people properly with the right words, the right actions, with the right introduction, and at the end of the conversation, you ask the proper questions. It's just a series of questions. You will get the perfect answer every single time. And I know my friend Andre and many of my students in my group, we talk about it. This is my craft. This is my science. Okay. See, when I came to the academy, guys, I was already a professional in sales, marketing, business development. I got attracted to the program not because of the trading. I loved the fact that I was going to be a student of trading. I was going to learn trading through the process. That was going to be a new journey for me. But I would have shot myself in the leg if I said to people, hey, I'm going to go learn how to trade before I go do what I'm already good at. See, many of you guys are already our natural leaders. Many of you guys have natural ambition. Many of you guys want to make an impact. Many of you guys want to teach your kids something. Many of you guys want to change your community. Many of you guys want to give back to your religious groups. Many of you guys have so many big goals that is not about yourself. And if it wasn't about yourself, then you got to realize that you need to learn how to approach them to show them how to grade a group and how to grade an organization. And you guys, this is not a group that doesn't make money. Do you guys understand? Everybody on this call, everything we do is make money. This is not a non-profit organization. We are a profit organization. Everybody in this organization is here to profit. Non-profit organizations is your friends that you hang out with that you don't make money. That's a non-profit organization. Make sense? That is your friends right there. Your friends that you don't make money with, that's a non-profit organization. Make sense? You hang out with them, you don't profit together. That is the truth of that. Over here, we are a for-profit organization. We hang out and talk and jump on calls to learn how to profit from each other. So guys, just to make my call very, very short, I want to end it off with 7 major tips to take you from zero all to where you want to go in this academy. Okay. And I will honestly say this in 7 simple steps that if I was you, I would write these down and I would say checklist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's number 1, right? Here's number 1. Seek 2 mentors. You need to find in this academy, specifically within the academy, a trading mentor and a chairman or a leadership mentor. Now, you guys, a chairman mentor is Andre. Andre is a chairman. Sukina's a chairman. Okay? Rich Live TV, he's a chairman. Okay? It's not just the title, guys, that makes them a chairman. It's the work ethic, the mindset, the ability for them to coach, train, and get up and do the work every single day. I don't look at myself as a chairman 10, you guys. I'm just a very, very, very hardworking Platinum 600. That's what I am. I'm a Platinum 600 that really cared about my team. See, most people that fail at Platinum 600 is because it was about themselves. Once you hit Platinum 600, it was about your team. That's when you really became a Platinum 600. Because it doesn't matter how great of a Platinum 600 you are. If you don't got any Platinum 600s in your group, well, then that means that you're a great salesperson. You're not a great leader. And I always tell people on our team this, by the way, well, since we're talking about ranks, don't ever count the paycheck you're getting. You're really getting paid the rank before. I'm a Platinum 5000, you guys, with a Chairman 10 title. The title doesn't mean anything. I have to work to make sure that I'm there where I want to be. If I want to be a Chairman 25, when I hit Chairman 25, I'm going to celebrate Chairman 10, you guys. That's what I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate Chairman 10. I hit it, guys, when I hit Chairman 25. When I hit Chairman 50, oh, I finally hit Chairman 25. When I hit Chairman 100, finally I hit it. When I hit Platinum 1000, I was like, man, I finally hit Platinum 600. When I hit Platinum 2000, I was like, man, I finally hit Platinum 1000. Because you guys, you secure what you have. You don't count what you don't need. That's what's up. That's what you got to do every single time. So guys, step number 1, seek 2 mentors. Find a trading mentor, find a building mentor. Find someone that has great leadership skills. Someone that you can start learning how to speak like, mimic, mentor. My first mentor in this industry, you guys, said this. The greatest thing about this industry is that you can pick the person that you like most, and your job is to just plagiarize everything they do. Okay? Just plagiarize everything. You can copy word for word, sentence by sentence, do what they do. I want to mimic and act as if I am them, and that's it. If I act and do as they do, that's it. So guys, find those 2 mentors. Number 2, this is the big one, all right? You got to have obsession. Where you lack in your success is your obsession. And you need to obsess over your actions daily. When I was building this business, I was obsessed with it so much that it gave me anxiety when I wasn't doing this business. Think about that. Most people get anxiety about, bills or stress of life. But my anxiety of not doing this meant I would go back to thinking about those stresses in life. I'll be so honest with you guys. When I started the academy, I was $70,000 in debt. All my credit cards were loaded up. I saw my fiance working 3 jobs. My mom struggling with her retirement. And I'm sitting there every day. And when I started the academy, I had less than $1,000. I started off with less than $1,000 in my pocket. Okay. I had enough money to pretty much get started, go to the Vegas event at the time, which was the first corporate event, which I know, you guys, I needed to change my mindset and be around a different energy so that I could come back and bring to people a different mindset and a different energy. So if I didn't go see it, there was no way I could give it. So I needed to go get it. And so I knew that those are the two most important investments of my life, was getting started and going to that corporate event. That corporate event allowed me to come back and have the belief, the mindset, the awareness, and the confidence that when people that didn't know about the company came around, I could share with them the confidence and the vision of this program. And guys, at that time, I was so bad in my life, so hurting in my situation, that I had problems like in every category of my life: health, relationships, business. I mean, you name it. But you know what made me feel so good? What made me so happy every day when I had nothing? I mean, guys, there were days I couldn't afford food, and I was going to a meeting, I didn't even have gas. I remember going to a meeting. I remember picking up Randy Webb, and Randy's like, "Hey, bro, you gonna get gas? It gives me anxiety seeing that E." And I would tell Randy, the E means that you got about 20 more kilometers on your tank before it'll run out, Randy. So we got to get to this meeting because I think we'll make it in time. And Randy would be stressing out on me. He'd be like, "No, bro, we're getting gas." I was like, "Randy, no, we're not. We're going to this meeting. The meeting means more to me than getting gas. If the car breaks down, we'll get out, we'll walk. But we will not meet the meeting, we'll not miss the meeting." And ask Randy, he was having anxiety with me on that, okay? But guys, it was the obsession of the actions. See, I was so obsessed with going out there and doing what I do. I wanted to go spread the word. I didn't even care. I was so excited about spreading the word because here's what I realized. I had to figure out the right approach. I had the right mindset, and I knew people needed this program. And if there was no one to go tell the people, no one sitting down with the people, then nothing was going to move forward. So I got obsessed with taking the actions of talking to people. And I started doing that every day. And every meeting, every minute, every hour that I was doing a meeting, it felt happiness for me. It felt abundance for me. It helped me feel growth. I could never feel weak if I was always doing the work. If you're in the gym 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, let's just say this. Doesn't matter where you are in your strength, will you feel more strong? 100%. Well, when you're doing the work and you're obsessed with the work, guess what? It will push away all the negativity in your life. Everything that's negative in your life right now, all the bad things that this world could wish upon you, guess what? They cannot even hold you down when you're so obsessed with taking the actions. Your actions are going to be something you need to obsess about. I was waking up thinking about meetings, going to sleep thinking about meetings, planning calls, meetings. When meetings weren't there, I was jumping on the next call in the meeting. I was looking for it. I didn't have time to watch TV or be at radio or hang out with people that weren't doing this. I was looking to create something that I knew was going to change everybody in my circle, everybody in my family, all of my friends, this entire country. Actually, I started to build my belief as it started to go. As I started to grow, I just thought, man, if this could impact the people in my friendship, this would be amazing. If I could, then it said, if I could impact some people in my community and my city, that'd be huge. Oh my God, if I can impact my community, that would be huge. Oh, now I'm at, can I impact the province? Oh, next was up. Can I impact the country? Dude, you guys, I'm telling you, it took me 6 months to bring a program into Canada that somebody didn't know a single thing about. Actually, I remember talking to some people in network marketing about IM, and they said, "Oh, that company isn't going to work. That's a waste of your time. Don't do that." Guess what they did? They started messaging me 6 months later like, "Yo, can I join?" I was like, you were the same person that doubted me. It's so funny how now that you see the success that you believe. I wasn't worried about who was saying no because I was so worried about who I was talking to next that it had no matter of who was saying yes or no anymore. It was just a matter of who I was talking to next, who I was talking to next, who I was talking to next. Because again, I'm not trying to be Van Gogh. I'm trying to tell people about the paintings that are going to be world famous. I knew that I was going to bring together the right minds and the right people that were masters of their craft and everything. See, someone on this call is good at social media. Someone on this call is good at trading. Some of us on this call are good at time management. Some of us on this call are good at event coordination. Some of us on this call are naturally born leaders. But I knew this, I'm not one of everybody. So let me go ahead and be resourceful and find the people that can put together a team that we can go ahead and start crushing this thing all day, every day, without anybody ever stopping us ever. And the only thing that was going to slow us down was if we were not obsessed with taking the actions daily. So that became the obsession. This became the sport. If this is a call, right? This is the freedom ain't free call, right? This is the freedom ain't free call, right, Andre? Well, guess what? You need to give up your freedom to go get your freedom. Okay? You need to go give up everything that you got so that you can go ahead and go get this. And if you want this now, then it's just a step that you're taking every day to get closer to it. But if you ain't taking the step, if you're not obsessed with the staircase, how are you going to get to the top? I became obsessed with the staircase. There's no elevator in this. No one was going to come do my work. Randy wasn't going to come do my work. Randy's going to teach me and support me and help me, call me when I'm mentally not in the right mood or mindset. But the person that I was looking at was me. When I had my team, do you guys understand that no matter who you are in this business, whether you have a team or an upline, you like your upline or you don't like your upline, you like your downline or you don't like your downline, it has nothing to do with anybody other than you and the reflection of you. Your reflection of you is the power of what you're doing. See, I've actually done this, and I've seen organizations within my own group. I've seen someone be a great leader and come be a massive reflection of what they should be here in the academy. And guess what they automatically have and attract? People that are great reflections of who they are in this academy. I also have some friends in my academy. I'll call them out right now. These people are not very good at leadership. And what they do is that they go ahead and they try to go ahead and recruit people to make money. And when they go to recruit people to make money, guess what? They hit their rank if they're good. But after that, guess what? There's no growth in their organization. There's nothing going on. There's nothing growing further because they didn't care enough about their people to keep going. That was the most important thing. It was the reflection of the person. See, there's 2 Platinum 600s on this call. There's 2 people getting started on this call. There's 2 chairmen on this call. There's hundreds and thousands of, people in this academy. No 2 people are the same. You are the one owning the business. You are the one controlling it. Your level of obsession and your ability to be able to focus on actions, specifically income generating activities, is where you need to be. Okay? And trading, guys, for the average person, you got to take your time to do it. You need to be disciplined about it. Sukina did a great job about time management. But you need to also be looking at how do I go ahead and hit this goal of hitting Platinum 600. Everybody on this call should be a Platinum 600 by our next call. Every single one of you. And I believe this, honestly. If you didn't have Platinum 600, it was a lack of effort, not a lack of skill, lack of talent, lack of time, lack of anything else. You all can hit Platinum 600 because of one thing and one thing only. An absolute ability to give effort. Where is someone going to pay you $10,000 extra a year for effort? If you went to your job right now and asked for a $10,000 raise, would they give it to you if you said you're willing to put the effort in? If the answer is no, and you've got this home and this community, then it's time to put in the effort like never before. And this is no more waiting around, you guys. We're in the last half of the game. The rest of your life is depending on the decisions you make today, not because of the decisions you made yesterday. The rest of your life is determined by the decisions you make today, not by the decisions you made. You could have been a failure. You've been through a divorce. You've failed every business you've done. You've done everything wrong your entire life. I say it to our group all the time. It doesn't matter if you came from jail or from Yale. Make sense? That has nothing to do with today. Because what you do today is what's going to take you to where you want to go. You will go where you want to go every single day because of the obsession that you have where you want to go and how fast you want to get there and who is by your side. And when you're running, there's no time to pick up other people that are falling off. You need to stay focused on where you are running because you are running. And you guys, remember, my team says this all the time. This is a team. My team came up with the saying. I didn't even come up with the saying. The speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. So what are you waiting for? You gonna expect the team that jumps up and gets the work done, or are you gonna be the leader? You got to go faster. You got to pick it up. You got to put more time into this. You got to look at this business with an obsession because you're creating something that's supposed to last forever. The impression that you're doing here and this work that you're doing in this academy, guys, is more than freedom. more than time, more than money, but it's purpose. And if you look at great people and you study great entrepreneurs in this world, you'll find that the most successful people in the world didn't feel good about their success at all, because some of the people's success had no purpose behind it. And if you have a purpose, if you have ability to come in a program that gives you purpose, and then it allows you to have money, freedom, time, everything, you'll feel forever fulfilled. Forever fulfilled. So why would you ever think of any other opportunity if there's no purpose behind it? You'll have a purpose. You guys, education and mentorship is the most biggest purpose that you can give in this world. If you had to give to somebody in this world, if you have many of us are immigrants from another country. Okay? I always talk to people about this. They say they want to go back to their home country. Why? Because they want to help them. I said, well, why don't you learn how to help yourself so that you can be the first person of your community that can show as an example of what it's like to do it, then go back and teach them all for free. Because you won't have to worry about money or time. You can go give purpose to whatever it is that you want to give to. All right? All right, guys, number 3, I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to go a little bit faster. I'm going to pass it off to the big dog tonight, all right? But listen, number 3, you got to show up daily. You got to show up and you got to grow your mindset. So showing up is so important. Showing up to a Zoom call is so important. You should, if I was you, that if I was starting off brand new, I would look at my calendar. I would wipe everything off the calendar. I would put in first my job. Second, all the Zoom calls that I could attend. That's it. And everything else in my life would be priority number 3. And I'm talking about my spouse, my kids, my everything. I'm not saying forget about your kids or your spouse, you guys, but schedule them in after that you need to do it. You need to have a balance of it because you're doing this for them. You're doing this for them. If you're doing this for them, you need to work diligently and hard and very, very focused to be able to go out there and do this, okay? Step number 4, goal number 4. This is the main thing that you want to do, okay? Is you got to keep focused and you got to set your goals, okay? Now, I know it sounds really simple, but you guys, how many people here get absolutely motivated and then they lose focus? Push 222 in the chat box. If you get just on the right path and then you lose focus, okay? Push 22222, all right? So guys, it's because you're not setting enough goals. You got to have weekly goals, daily goals, monthly goals. We started now together as a team doing weekly and monthly goals together. Now, it's nothing more than to get a group of people together that are really focused, really motivated, and say, hey, everybody, share with us your goals, and then let's write it down, and next week, let's go ahead and talk about it. The goal could be as simple as, I just want to get 2 and free. I just want to hit P150. I just want to hit Platinum 600. The goals are also, I want to grow my trading account by 10%. I want to grow by 25%. I want to do what it is. And we write those goals down as a group. We write them down, we share them in a group, and we go back to it every week and say, listen, who hit them? Because you know what's going to encourage you is be watching people that were focused in your group hit them. And that's going to help you want to go hit them too. Because it's going to remind you guys that you are not in a group different than any other group. There's no other team in this organization or this company that is going to do what we are doing for you. There's no grass is greener. You're around leaders, you're around greatness, you're around people that are doing what you need to do, but just you're losing focus. You're away from the fire. You're not obsessed with your goals. You're not following a mentor. These are some of the simplest things, I know. But guys, it's that simple. We complicate the process of success. But the process of success is more simple than you think it is. All right, guys, the last 3 that I got to give you. Everything that you are watching, everything that you are listening to, everything that you are doing, you need to learn because you need to teach. You need to learn because you need to teach. See, the difference between leaders and people that do not become leaders are because leaders were people that were following someone until they learned what they needed to learn so they can go and lead other people and do it. Followers are people that follow people and never decide to go lead people once they've learned how to do it. So everything that you're doing every opportunity that you get a chance to watch a training about beginners training, an overview, training on any kind of risk, anything in this program, in the entire program, if you think you know it, the question of to prove that you are good at it is how many people are you teaching about it? See, so many people say, "Oh, I've been doing an academy overview with Andre. Andre, I've been on your calls. Man, I'm good. I'm gonna get on them whenever." But we say, "Cool. Now it's your turn to do what Andre's doing." "Oh man, I don't want to talk. I don't know what to say." But I thought you said you're on Andre's calls all the time. I thought you said you've been watching Andre, one of the greatest mentors in this group, teach how to do a presentation. You should know how to do it. You've seen it so many times. But because you're not able to do it yourself, you don't know it. That's the truth. Watching an athlete play basketball is so funny because the crowd has the most opinions about the players, but they're not playing the game. Does that make sense? That's why players don't care what is happening in the crowd. The crowd has no effect on it. But if someone said to any basketball player, "Listen, your jump shot sucks. Let me get up here and show you how to do it," that would be something to see. That would be the real test of what is really factual, what's not. What is real ability to guide people or not. Show that you know how to do everything in this academy. There should be nothing in this academy that no one could do for you that you haven't already seeked a mentor, learned how to do it, and now you're reapplying it and doing it with others. And that's it. And guys, you're not going to be good at it at the beginning. You got to accept that. I was horrible at my presentations. I was horrible at my trainings. I went back to the drawing board 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times, in my opinion. Every day we were going back and tweaking it and tweaking it and tweaking it. But if I wasn't doing it, there was nothing for me to tweak. Make sense? If I wasn't figuring it out by applying myself, there's no way I was moving forward. Because that's it. That's the biggest thing. All right? Last two things, you guys. This is the main one, last two, okay? And I promise you, this is it. All right? You got to have a long-term vision. Remember what I said about trading. Prior to this, it was $50,000 to learn how to trade. Prior to this, you would have taken classes, courses, been asked quizzes, tests, gone through headaches, had to find a babysitter, drive an hour or two to a classroom, sit in a class where you only have one teacher. If you don't even like your teacher, you're already messed up because you only got one choice of learning from one dude. You don't got 100 educators that you can go pick and say, "I don't like this person's voice. I can go to another educator." No. You pay $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 to learn from one person, hopefully in your local community that you had to spend all this time with. And guess what? They will teach you that trading takes time for you to learn and perfect. So at the same time, have long-term vision with this program because, guys, this program accelerates trading, accelerates entrepreneurship, accelerates everything. Why? You have people running beside you while you're learning from others. You have mentors on mentors on mentors. You have coaches on coaches on coaches. You have so many people pouring into you that all you got to do is have long-term vision. Remember this, you guys. In my opinion, anybody in IM Mastery Academy that follows all of our calls, all of our presentations, all of our go live sessions, everything, in 2 years, you would be not where you are today, even if you were not putting in all day, everyday work. But if in 2 years, you were consistent enough to do this an hour or two a day, I would tell you this much. I would bet on any one of you that you would be financially free. That you would be financially free, and it would beat working 40, 50, 60 years for anybody else. Now, guys, people always forget this too. As if you were an entrepreneur today in the traditional world, remind yourself this. The average entrepreneur is not profitable in their business in 2 to 5 years. They are lucky if they break even in their business in 2 years. They're lucky if they break even within 5 years, and then they look to be profitable in any entrepreneurship out there in this world. And if you want to be an entrepreneur today, that means that you paid all the money up front. You maybe remortgaged your house. You took loans. You worked every single day. You been morning, night, and day. You paid your employees, your staff, your inventory, your overhead, everything before you even get a chance to eat tonight. And you still have to do that for 2 to 5 years. So why are we looking to try to create a multi-million-dollar business in 2 months or 2 weeks? or 7 days. That has nothing to do with it. The mindset that you need to have is a long-term vision. How many people here would be okay if you hit chairman in 5 years? Push 222 in the chat box. Push 22 in the chat box that you were building this thing part-time around your schedule. You're doing this. It took you 5 years to hit chairman. You now know that passively you have this business coming in. All right. How many people here agree that if it took you 5 years to perfect trading, you are now finally a multiple six-figure trader, but it took you 5 years to perfect that art? How many people would agree that that would be okay too? Push 333 in the chat box. So guys, what we're failing to understand is that everything is a perspective and mindset. When you look at long-term vision, the greatest of people in this company, no individual in this company, not David Ignatius, not Alex Morton, not Matt Rosa, not Randy Webb, not Wanda Webb, not Nafis Khan, not any one of them have achieved their level of success without putting in more than 5 years. They put 5 years into their journey of entrepreneurship to get to where they're at today. I was meeting Justin Sani. Justin Sani came and did an event here in Vancouver. I said, bro, you're a young guy. How long did it take you to trade? He goes, I started trading when I was 18. I'm 21 now. I know how to trade. 3 years to learn how to trade. 3 years. So if it took you 2 to 5 years to perfect this entrepreneurship skill, you now are able to live the life that you always dream about. When you look at social media, when you look at all these things, you guys, you're watching highlight reels of people. You got to ask them, how many years did it take you to become an entrepreneur? Not what do I do to get there? Because even if they tell you what to do, it doesn't mean that you're going to do it. You must have the long-term vision before you'll ever be obsessed with wanting to go out there and doing the work. All right? And guys, that is everything that I wanted to cover. All right? The last one was speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. Okay? Number 7, speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. What you do today is being watched by everybody around you. And the faster you go, the more important you make this, the higher priority you do this, the more obsession you have, the more you look at your team as people that you need to pour into, that when you hit a rank, it isn't done until you help other people hit a rank. If you've learned how to trade, it isn't done until you teach other people how to trade. It isn't about anything other than people. Make sense? And you need to stay focused on that. Because guys, if not now, then when? If not you, then who? And if not, then I am is going to give you the education and mentorship that has become world class in the world today, where we have completely changed the game as entrepreneurs, as online marketers, as people, you guys, that are also going to have a wave of skills and tools that'll set us up for an arsenal to fight a war. This is your freedom. You're on the freedom call. You have the free will to do whatever you want to do, but make a choice that freedom is going to be something that you paid the price for. And how big are you willing to pay the price for your freedom? How big are you willing to pay the price for your freedom for your kids? How big are you willing to pay the price for the freedom for your family to know that it was Andre English that went and taught the entire family how to become a digital online entrepreneur? Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Andre, back to you, my friend.
Bro, first of all, man, amazing job. Look, I got so many notes. I've been recapping and doing all. Listen, I'm going to just tell y'all need to watch it again. You know what? Y'all need to come back and come back on here and come back through here and watch it again. Get those nuggets, get those notes, because that was fire right there. That was amazing. Thank you, bro, for sharing that. Absolutely on point. The message was on point. I think we're going to have a lot of people who realize that they might not be Van Gogh, but they can still make a profit. You know what I'm saying? So that's powerful, bro. I appreciate you. So next up, folks, listen, we've got 116 people who hung on with us on a 4th of July. Actually, not only 4th of July weekend, but 4th of July itself, okay? Barbecues, all kinds of stuff. Zakina said it. We worried about our coins. not our food. I'm sure some people are hungry. I get it. But I tell you what, you do not want to miss this last portion. We're going to bring it home today, folks, with Freedom Ain't Free. We have left Mr. Randy Webb here for us to bring this event home. And I am excited about what he has to say. I'm excited. Listen, this is something that you rarely get to say about your mentors, right? Is I'm actually excited to see his growth. I'm excited to see where he is. I'm excited to see what he's doing now. I'm excited to see how he's looked at the world and said, listen, how could I take my skill set? How could I take what I've done? And how could I go out there and make a difference? What can I do? I'm seeing the shift, and I'm seeing what he's able to do. I'm seeing him getting on these men's leadership calls. I'm seeing him talk about things of how he's going to impact the community. From a guy that's my background of impacting the community, I get fired up, right? I'm excited because I know where he comes from. I know the neighborhood that he comes from. I know the community because it's the same community that I came from. So his journey resonates for me because I realize how hard it was to go from where he started to where he is now. I understood the discipline. I understood the right decisions that needed to be made. I understood the focus on excellence that had to happen in order for you to get to from where he started in Compton, California. And folks, if you don't know about Compton, you've only seen it in the movies, you don't know about Compton, okay? You don't know about Compton in the 80s. You don't know about Compton in the 90s. You don't know what it's like to have to make a decision on what color you're going to wear for the day. Because you have to decide, you got to map out talk about having a game plan for the day. You got to know where you're going. Let me see, what block, where I got to go after school, where we got to, and then you got to figure that out and try to navigate how all that works so that you can just get home safely. You got to step over crack vials. You got to worry about whether or not you laying in your bed getting shot at night. Like literally, just, you at home chilling, right? And all of a sudden something can happen, right? This is where Randy Webb came from. And I know it because I grew up in Inglewood. Not Compton, Inglewood, right? And so, there was always a feud between those two anyway, right? So I know exactly what's going on. I know exactly what it took. And so this is the perfect person to be able to communicate us. Not only does he have the military background, not only has he served, and so he has the service component of 4th of July and freedom, but the fact that he's able to rise up and get his freedom. See, what y'all don't know and what y'all need to understand, the reason why I put this thing together was because in our economic system, the way our free market capitalistic system is designed, you have zero freedom until you achieve financial freedom. It's the number one foundational brick that you need in order to get free. And what I can tell you is that this gentleman right here that's coming up has been able to do it in multiple areas. He's been able to invest. He's been able to do real estate. He's been able to create products. Whatever it is that you want to know about entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you need to know about that journey, not only has he been able to do it, but he's been able to share it. He's been able to teach it. And I'm super proud and grateful to my brother to close out this event today, Mr. Randy Webb.
Mr. Andre English. My goodness. Thank you so much, brother. What's going on? Everybody got to put that energy in. Let's go. So here's what I want to do. We're going to bring this energy up. You're not going to sit on my clock passively learning, okay? You're not falling asleep. So what I want you to do is turn your cameras. For all those who are in there, turn your cameras on. Because we're going to get you learning some stuff right now. I'm going to show you how to come from the bottom to the top. And the first thing we're going to do, we're going to participate. So I want everybody to stand up. And we're about to get our butts shaking. I'm about to put some music on, and we're going to get actively learning for those who want to take their income up, for those who want to get out of debt, for those who want to have their bank account overfilled. I need you to act like you got to go. Come on, let's go. Get that energy up. Let's get this music going. Let's go. Come on. Get those butts up. Come on. Get that in there. Come on. Get that energy in there. I want to see some movement. I need you to go all out. I need you to play. I need you to act like you really are going to get free. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. There we go. I see y'all. Let's go. All right. Now that I got your blood flowing. Now that I got your blood flowing, I need your ears. I need your ears. Listen, Andre hit some chords. All of you guys hit some chords. Listen, I'm thankful to God today that He has lifted my lid, that He has lifted our leadership lid in a way that we can authentically and sincerely pour into the next man and woman, and that my greatest gift is that I got to experience in my journey, I got to experience 25 years of poverty. I got to experience what it looks like to grow up hard. See, I wouldn't ask anybody, like you say, I want to be like Randy Webb. Do you really? Born and raised in Compton, California. Right? Andre is not lying. Where y'all remember the first year living, I was like 5 years old at a bunk bed and on Santa Fe in Compton, okay? I remember the gunshots. So I want to tell you, like, most of the time, my wife will say things like, comparison is a thief. Because we will compare our journey with people and not realize what they've had to go through. And congratulations, the greatest gift you could ever have is experience is wisdom. And today we have been able to gain a lot of experience from coming from Compton, California, in debt, not being able to own a home, seeing nothing but poverty and death, right? Some of us have PTSD because of that. Before this thing, we didn't even know what PTSD, we just dealt with it. We just went through our journey. Some of us, we take that and we might use excuses for those things, but some people need those. What do I mean by that? Your journey. Because it's like going to the gym like Nafis talked about. And if you just go through the journey and the action part, you're going to build up some resistance. You're going to build up some strength. And so I'm so grateful that I've been able to build up strength. But better yet, like Nafis talked about too, I can now teach it. And I want you guys to be in the moment right now and understand why we go so hard and why it's so important that you continually lift your lid and learn. Because today, what we're going to talk about is you becoming the leader that you're supposed to be so that you can attract that leader. I can't tell you how often in network marketing, okay, in this industry, we're like, man, I just pray for that one person. Man, when that one person comes on my team, when those people come on my team, oh, it's going to be so good. And my question to you is, have you become that person? Right? You're not plugging in no mentorship calls. No, you're not that person. Okay? You're not plugging into, some of one of the greatest top paid African Americans in network marketing. Are you plugging into his system, his calls? No, you're not growing. See, this thing is about lifting your lid. And I want to show you guys something real quick. Because everything that's happening to you right now is all based on what you're willing to go through. It's all based on your journey. So some of you were on our mentorship call. We did 21 sessions about leadership. And some of you weren't on there because we were just starting off. And I'll tell you, the greatest thing you can do for yourself is read a book. The greatest thing you can do for yourself is to expedite your knowledge. If you look to the right of me right now, I have so many books over here, from Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. Congratulations to those on the mentorship call. Guess what? You've already went through 2 major books. Could you ever think that you could read a book like this? Well, guess what? We're halfway through it in less than what? A week? Week and a half? 2 weeks? Y'all went through a book like this in 2 weeks. Why do you think your lid is being lifted? Because you're intaking knowledge. When we say that leaders are readers, it's the true thing. Why do I know that? Because I have 25 years of poverty experience. And it is not until I changed my mindset, I changed my psychology, I stopped listening to what they were saying in my neighborhood. Oh, reading, I don't do no reading. You would be a fool. You see, I got ancestors from 400 years ago that after they picked cotton and did whatever they did with the slave master, got beaten or whatever, they knew the cost of reading. Did you know if they snuck and read that they were in jeopardy of either being beat or killed just for reading? And now they put a book right in front of you with everything that you know that you need to become debt-free, successful, leadership, everything you need. And we say, I don't read. It's a slap in your ancestors' face because they died. Why was reading so important? Why? Because reading lifted your lid. Mentorship lifted your lid. I want you to understand, had our ancestors not learned how to read 400 years ago, had those people not snuck and read the first book they could read, which was the Bible. And I'm not saying the Bible is there. I'm saying that was the only book they have available to read. And they read it so that they can learn the language here. They read it so they can pass on information later. They read it because they wanted to create a legacy. They read it because they wanted freedom. And you're not free today because you lack getting education. I want you to understand this. You hear things like people perish for the lack of knowledge. We hear say all these terms, but we don't even listen to, we don't apply it. And so when we went through the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, okay, all that was, and when we go through laws of success, I'm so proud right now as I'm hearing all the speakers from Andre to Sakina, to Nafis, to Miss Gasolina, Jennifer, G. I can see all of you lifting your lid. It's in your language, okay? It's in your posture. Why? Because you're going through the phases of leadership that we heard us talk about. See, everybody on this call, and I'm going to talk about my journey here shortly, but everyone on this call, whether you know it or not, your journey is the most important thing. I heard Nafis said something powerful. He said it's not about being at the top of the stairs, it's about going up the stairs. That's your journey. Okay, stair step. That's your journey. Your journey is the most important thing you'll ever do. And this is why people who get it wrong, when I say get it wrong, maybe they might get their wealth the wrong way. They might go somewhere the wrong way. They might win the lottery and they lose it all, or they're scared to lose it because they don't know how to get it. It was lucky. And we were fortunate that I'm willing to go through the journey. Why? Because the most important part of my life right now is the journey. I want to be able to teach it. If everything went away again, see, we already got it taken away in 2018. We lost it. We came back even stronger in 2020. See, even if it lost this today, if we lost today, I wouldn't be scared because I know I can do it again. And I'll do it even better. And I'll go even faster. Because it was never in the prize. It was always in the journey. And I want to dispel any excuse on this call today about, well, you had it already. Well, you have this. We're always going to lend some excuse to validate our weaknesses, to validate why we're not where we're supposed to be. But that's what's critical. That's what's stopping your growth, is when you cannot self-analyze. You guys heard me talking about, when we talked about our last talk here, where you can't even recognize your deficiencies. And if you can't recognize where you're deficient at, how can you grow? So let's talk about the 4 phases of leadership, and I'm going to go about what my journey looks like. Number 1, we all start off unconsciously incompetent. We don't even know what we don't know. So we don't even know what we can accept. And if you're not open-minded, the worst thing that a person can have is to have a closed-minded mind. Because now there's nothing that can go into your mind. You're already starting off unconsciously incompetent and you don't want to learn anything. That's where you'll stay. That's called ignorance. The next one is you are open-minded. So if you have an open mind, you're unconsciously incompetent, you can move to step 2, phase 2. You are now consciously incompetent. That means, oh my God, people are not following me. I don't know how to be a leader. I don't know how to trade. I don't know this. You know what you don't know. You have now diagnosed yourself. See, a doctor can't tell you what's wrong if you can't tell him the symptoms. What are your symptoms? Hey, I'm in debt. Hey, I'm overspending. Hey, I don't know about money. I don't understand the Federal Reserve. I don't understand where our economy's going. So you need to go pick up a book. You need to listen to some mentors to teach you those things. That is the next stage of learning. Most people don't even get to that stage of learning. Most people couldn't even stay on this call long enough to learn. Number 3, once you start learning, then you start shifting to the fun part. You start realizing that you're learning. This is what gets exciting. These are like your milestones. You become consciously competent. CC, consciously competent. Now you know, and it's showing. You're able to talk to people. You're getting on these calls, and before you know it, you have blackouts. Listen, folks, there are times that I just black out. Blackout is a good thing. I go off script. I'm going off script, and I'll tell you, off script already. But it's a blackout. When you go off script, but you just got it in you, okay? That's the last stage. So consciously competent, okay? You need to learn a little bit, read the books, keep on going. And then last stage, here's what I want everybody. You got to get to a phase where you're unconsciously competent at something that's worth growing for. That's something that's going to create a legacy. You know what the unfortunate part is? All you do get unconsciously competent in something. Some of us, we got unconsciously competent at spending. We get unconsciously competent at applying the rules of poverty. Okay, because there's rules. It's hard to stay in poverty, ain't it? I was there, all phases. Spending, buying things I knew I didn't need, but kept doing it anyway, putting the rims on my car when I knew I should have been investing in other things. That's where I come from. Why? People emulate what they see, not what they hear. So the most important thing you'll ever do is put yourself in an environment like this. So let's talk about where I come from. Because most of us let's talk about the leadership part too here. But most of the time we will invalidate what we're supposed to do based off saying, well, they already got this. And I want to tell you everything about where Wanda and I come from. And so first, looking at what is your leadership lid. Your leadership ability is a lid that determines a person's level of effectiveness. Who can you teach? Okay? If you are a 10, so if we're 1 to 10, if you are a 10, guess who you can recruit in this business? Everybody. Okay? But the majority of people that you come across, they're going to be 4s until they lift their lids. Most of us, listen, when I coming out of Compton, California, I will beg to differ. I was probably a 3 or a 4 in my leadership. And I thank God for the obstacles and the things that allowed me to go into the Air Force. Because that was probably one of the greatest leadership factors I can go to now. Not only 25 years of poverty turned into 21 years of leadership experience through my journey. And I get to give that to you right here. And so if you want to start attracting people, so I no longer want to hear like, man, I can't get this person. Why haven't opportunity came here? Why haven't this came here? Because you haven't became the person that can attract the right person. It's not about recruiting. It's about attracting. You got to use the right language. We are not recruiters. We are attractors of talent. Okay? When you look at a successful college, right? The colleges, yeah, they go out and scout for people, but most of the time, what happens? It's that they're attracting talent based on what they are. Who are you attracting? And if you're finding that you're attracting to a certain type of people, maybe someone gets into your business and they're immediately out of your business. Someone gets into your business, they just want to do a certain thing. Then what I need you to understand is that's you. You are a reflection of your business, whether you want to believe it or not. When I see things going wrong in my business, here's what leadership does. Leadership doesn't say, oh man, look at them. Oh man. No, look at me. It's my fault. What do I need to do to lift the lid in our organization? You know, I'll tell you, we started these mentorship calls just for that. We realized that we were inundating, we were giving information passively, okay, and not actively to people. And this is why we got intrigued and with heavy mentorship. So here's where I come from, folks. You know, like we talked about, born and raised in Compton. And I'm gonna try to tell the story without tearing up. I always say that when I'm able to tell the story, I'm gonna tell it. So I'm gonna tell it. Listen, during the hard times of my life, I think it was 18 years old, probably the hardest year of my life, right? Adulting, that's what I call it. When you realize you got to get on your own. But here's the funny part. You know, when I got on my own, I started applying the same things that I was taught. I emulated the same things that I seen in my home growing up. So born and raised in Compton, California, in an impoverished neighborhood, you know, you just want, every day you just want to win. You want to look good because that's the only thing that you were seeing. So if I had the brand new shoes, I felt good. I looked good. That's what we came across. When you go to school, what was glorified, right? Having a nice outfit, having the nice shoes, okay? And we would hamper our parents for that, not understanding money. Why? Well, I'm going to talk about 12 top things that rich people do that poor people don't, okay? One of those 12, why was I like that? Because money wasn't talked about in my home, okay? So if you're a parent right now, talk about money in your home openly. I'm going to tell you about a conversation we just had yesterday with Xavier. Teach him about compound interest in a real life scenario. My son understands probably compound interest more than any adult out there now. And so, you know, we didn't learn the money talk or the money psychology per se in a successful point in a home that I came from. So born and raised in Compton, California, folks, listen, this is where I come from. You know, single family home. I was the oldest of 5 kids. I got to see both parents in the home to the age of about 9 years old, okay? And let me tell you why I'm so passionate about teaching people about the system, about the money system, about history, about government, because a lot of us were victims to the system, but we're only victims because we don't understand the system. You know, I watched my mom work her butt off, taking care of 5 kids as a single mom. You know, my father, he went crazy, disappeared when I was 9 years old. I didn't understand why I know now today, okay? And so my father disappeared. My mom worked her butt off. She didn't ask for not a dime, not a cent from my father. Okay, very strong woman. Knowing the story today, I respect my mom. I've always respected my mom, but even to the more extent of what she did because she understood the system. Okay, my mom didn't ask my father for a dime. Okay? She worked 2 to 3 jobs for real. And let me tell you what happened in the system. My mom worked through 2 or 3 jobs. And we know we have a system of assistance for those who are single. Our system actually celebrates us being dependent instead of independent. Okay? My mom was a CNA making $5 here, and then she was a medical secretary making $6 here. And when you add it all up, she was still in poverty, giving away all her time, but still broke. And so she still needed assistance, and she did get assistance. At least she thought. And you know, every first of the month was good for us because we knew we were going to have a full refrigerator, okay, off assistance. But then one day that system didn't work like we thought it worked. That system, this hardworking Black woman, put her in jail one day for 1 year, away from 5 of her kids. I'm being the oldest. And you know, my mom, I talked to her the other day. She said, I could tell the story, and I cried with her because it just hurt her so bad. And to know what our system is, because here's the setup. When they came to our door to get this single mom with 5 kids in the home, they didn't care that I was only 9 years old. They didn't care that she didn't have a babysitter. She broke the law, is what they said, trying to feed her kids. And they took my mom right then and there. I'm the oldest in the house. Okay? My dad, my aunts, they just came and picked us up. And they dispersed us. My sisters went somewhere. My brothers, we all went somewhere. And then my dad, they got in touch with my dad. And I remember, I was about 9, turning 10. And my dad was able to take us in. He was living in a hotel. 9, 10. He was living in a hotel. And I remember in that hotel, my dad had this little crock pot. It was me and my brothers. And every day I can imagine, because I see my kids and I laugh now because I know the energy that the Webbs have. We've always had that energy, move around, jump around. We don't know, our world is just, we're moving. And I get to watch my kids play, and I know what I was like when I was 9 years old with my brothers. I remember telling my dad, can we just go play video games? We didn't understand the state that we were in at that point. Okay, we're just kids. And I remember my dad going crazy. That was the last time I seen him. 10 years, okay? So 9 years old, my dad went crazy, and then he was gone. Let me fast forward you. It was like a bleak. I didn't realize I lived with my aunts for a little bit. And that was a special time in my life when I lived with my aunts and uncles, because I got to see what, in my eyes, someone that was a little bit more successful, right? My auntie, a little bit more successful, okay? She knew how to save a little bit of money. She had the BMW, okay? I got to experience some things. And I thank my aunt and my uncle for that experience because, you know, at every level, you're going to see some different things, some different behaviors, okay? At every level. So if you want to get to the top level, you're going to have habits and behaviors. And long story short, you know, my mom did that year. I remember being in high school. I ended up staying with my aunt and uncle all the way up until about 10th, 11th grade. And then I went back home. My mom was back home, stable. And then I started living with her around end of 11th grade. We're still in the hood. And of course, going through some things. But long story short, when you turn 18, it's like, what do you have? And I'm going to talk about a definite aim. Because going through that, I had no one to really give me a definite aim. I didn't know what I was going to become. I was a security guard. You know, when I turned 18, I became a security guard for Centennial Hospital. And I did the same thing, whether I know it or not, okay, emulation. The same things were happening in my life. I was on the same track as my mom, too, okay? I had the job at Centennial Hospital, and the only thing I knew was, well, they're not paying me enough to take care of my family. So I had my kids, so I was a young teenage dad. And when I got a second job, I'm working 2 jobs, security officers, still broke. And I remember the turning point. I'm going to give you guys a turning point in my life to put us right here. Okay. I remember being on my job as a security guard, and the men that were there, most of them were some veterans out of the military. And I remember asking each one of them, because they would talk about them being in the Army and their stories. I'm like, so how was the Army? I was good, such and such. But I couldn't help but think that she went to the Army, because in my head, I was like, well, they should be set. You know, if you was the Army, I heard that when you retire, you're good, you got a house. Why are you working in security like I'm working in security guard? I'm 18 years old. Okay, so I asked that person, and someone was in the Coast Guard. He's like, Coast Guard was good, but if I could do it all over again, I start hearing the word Air Force, Air Force, Air Force. And everyone said, I'll do it if I could do it all over again, I would do this, I would do this, I would do that. And long story short, it pushed me to the Air Force. At the same time, I couldn't help but think, but if I go to the military, will I be in their situation? Because they were still working, and they have served the country successfully, honorably. But it put that desire in my heart to say, you know what? I don't got anything else to do. I might as well go to the military. Let me tell you, I'm not trying to sell the military to you. It wasn't that. What happened to me is I was getting ready to leave my environment and comfort of what I was used to. Okay, my lid was going to be lifted. I was going to do something that no one else in my family had ever done before. As a matter of fact, my family at that time, even though they were going through stuff and they never served in the military and they didn't have money and they were living paycheck to paycheck, they were still giving me advice. They were still telling me, Junior, don't go to the Air Force. Junior, don't do this. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And my ears were closed because all I knew was if I stay on this track, I'm going to end up just like this. And if so many of you can realize right now, if you just look in front of you, if you just look forward and say, if I stay on this track, I'm going to get the same result. If I do exactly what that person is telling me to do, they are not successful in themselves. So if I listen to them, I'm not going to be successful. And I'm so glad that my ears were deaf to advice that for a place I didn't want to be. So I made a decision to join the Air Force, and I remember going out with recruiter. There's always going to be obstacles, folks. My obstacle came, I was a 17-year-old that got in a little bit of trouble. Okay, you're going to get in trouble when you live in the hood. You're going to be, when you associate with certain people, you're going to get in trouble. Listen, I'm telling you. If you hang around a certain type of person, you're going to be that type of person. You hang around a successful group, you're going to be a successful group. There's no better person to tell you because I've been around all of them. I've been from being around the gang members. Listen, yes, you can't be in Compton and not be affiliated, period. Because that's just your environment. But I'm here to tell you that you can change it. But here's the hard part. You got to get uncomfortable. You got to leave the old person behind. You got to leave who you were behind, who you think you are behind. So that day that I signed up for the Air Force, I didn't know what I was doing, but that happened for me. I still remember the Sergeant Lawana Palmer. I go in there and she's because at that time now I want to become a police officer because all I ever thought success was looking in the neighborhood. And she goes, well, I was a police officer. It's not what you really think. And she gave me this advice. And I said, okay, cool. I just give me the job with the biggest bonus because they were giving out bonuses. And that's what I signed up for. My first job was being a simulator driver. You guys heard this, okay? And I remember signing that paper and I was just ecstatic. Now here's at the same time things were going on. My daughter was probably born about a couple months before, and I remember going to her very first appointment. Some of you have never heard this story. And at Long Beach Memorial Hospital, I was coming out of the hospital. I had my little car, my ex at the time, my ex in the car, and we are pulling out of Long Beach Memorial Hospital. But while we're pulling out, there's this homeless man walking across the car, okay? And when I say homeless, I want you to think about the dirtiest person you can see. The shoes looks like he's walked 1,000 miles in the same type of shoes, but black and barely no sole. This man has been on the street for a long time. This man is given up. And I'm watching this man, he's tall, he's kind of has his shoulders slumped over and kind of moving slow in front of my car. And as he's walking through it, I'm looking at him like that. It's familiar. And I'm looking, his face is dirty, has kind of like a little Kango cap on. And as he's passing my car, I'm like, man, he looks familiar. And so I pull out, and then I make that right turn, right, pulling out of the driveway. And now we're kind of equivalent, and I get to now look him in his face. And as I turn to the right, looking past my ex, I look at the man's face, and I realize it's my father. I want you to understand how big California is. And I hadn't seen my father probably in 9 years. I'm about 18, 19, 9 to 10 years I hadn't seen my father. And the next time I see my father is on the streets homeless. That's where I come from. That's my story. That's my history. That's why I'm passionate right now. Because I know what it feels like to come from the bottom. And I know what it's going to take to get to the top. I understand the mindset shift you're going to have. You need a mindset shift. See, that day when I pulled aside, look, I didn't have no money to help my dad. I was going to the military because I was broke. I had $20 in my pocket, I remember. I remember hopping out the car. And I said, "Hey, Pops." And I'm crying. I'm in tears. And he go, "Hey, boy, what's going on?" Like nothing's happened. And I say, "Pops, what's up?" He's like, "Man, I'm just hanging. I'm just getting by." And listen, folks, this thing, see, when I'm gonna tell you the thing that you control in your life is this mindset, I'm gonna talk about this shift, okay? The reason my dad was in that position mentally, okay, he suffered from schizophrenia, but our mind is a powerful thing. And if we let it waste away, it will put us in a bad position. So I learned the power of the mind. My father was a very strong man, so don't get it wrong. There's nothing I'm talking bad about my father. When my father was in my life, he was in my life. Strong. During the Reagan era, okay, construction worker, powerful unions, fighting for the working class. But things were changed back in the days, in the Reagan era, 80s. And this is why it's important that you understand the system. Because of that, my father, I remember him fighting for contracts to be a construction worker. I remember he wanted to be an entrepreneur. I remember my parents were thriving. I remember being in Compton. They owned a home when I was early in my youth. I seen the good things. I remember them having the Lincoln. I remember the good times. But I think they didn't have the mentorship at that time they needed. So imagine being on top and then you lose it all and you lose your family, you lose everything. My father went crazy. I can imagine. I'm a grown man. I feel it. We have a fight or flight mentality. We either fight or we fight. And today I'm going to teach you guys how to fight. And I just realized my time has went way past where I should be at in this conversation. So let me know how much time that I have. But I want to continue on to give you guys how to fight.
You got until you're done.
Okay. Say again.
You got until you're done.
Got you. So we are naturally in a fight or flight mode. And unfortunately, our mindset is set up so that we don't get hurt. So it chooses to fight every single time. And so when I look at my father, when I turn and seen that, at that time of his life, it was a flight moment. Okay? It's like when I don't understand the system, it's a flight moment. So today, I'm going to teach you the system. All facts. And if I give you the facts, it's all up to you to take the action. Because me and my wife, Wanda, and her story is just out of this world. We've been able to go from poverty to middle class. We worked our butts off. Our season, working. Work. We had a season, and we still are in the season. And we went from middle class to upper class to now in the top 5%. Why do I say that? Because I'm going to tell you the percentage. It's not hard to get there. It's a mindset shift first. It's going to be your habits that we're going to create next. And I'm going to give you all the action steps that you need. It's a must that you have to do it. Okay? So why do I drive? Because I know where I come from and I'll never forget. We have so much to obtain. This is more than freedom, folks. This is changing the next generation based off the decision you make today. So when I joined the Air Force, I was excited about that change, but the best thing that ever happened to me is it took me out of my environment. And when I joined the Air Force, it gave me another ceiling, okay? See, most of it, you don't realize that in seasons, you have lids over you in seasons. And the only way to lift those lids is to put your jar inside of a bigger jar so you can unlock the next jar. And when you go inside that jar, when you get all that, you unlock the next jar. And when you unlock the lid for that jar, you unlock the next jar, but you'll never get that if you don't read a book, if you don't plug in the mentorship calls, if you don't have a mentor or a coach, you don't push to be more, or you don't change your circle, you can't do it. It's impossible. And that's why when I hear things like, well, I'm going to do my own thing. Oh, child, it's the worst thing you could ever do. Because if you knew what it took already, you would already be there. If you're 30 years old and you still don't have a savings, you don't have 10,000, 100,000 in your bank account, you don't know yet. You're 40 years old, right? You don't have a savings, you don't know yet. Can we admit today, you don't know? And so in what we do in network marketing, what's the first thing that people do? They don't know they're doing it. We got to tell them. When they come in, oh, I just want to trade. Well, you're coming from a stance where you're still in poverty, so you can't take your advice. You can't say that I just want to trade. You can't afford just to trade. Do you realize some of us, we can't afford not to do certain things? Do you realize network marketing is the language of freedom? For most ethnicities, it unlocks the cap. I was fortunate. When I joined the military, I got to see another powerful system. I got 21 years of experience in the Air Force, where my self-confidence was built up. And some of you understanding that when we went through the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership was the number one thing that you needed. And the same thing that was singing in the law of success was you got to have self-confidence, belief in yourself that you can do it. And so I've been able to do that in the Air Force when I went from sim driver to becoming a C-130 pilot, to become an aircraft commander, leading those crews. Of course, my self-confidence went up. And so no matter what I touch, I know that we're going to succeed because of that confidence. And so I want to change your psychology today. So here's what we're going to talk about real quick. I'm going to speed it up. We talked about those 4 phases of growth. You need to become unconsciously competent. That means you're going to have to read the books, plug into the mentorship calls. You're not attracting the right leader because you don't have the energy, or you're not putting out the frequency that you need to attract that leader. So it's this simple. Listen, my last chapter I just taught was my breakthrough, and I had to teach it. Let me say it again. The last chapter that I just taught to you was my breakthrough. Some of you are like, man, it was my breakthrough. I had to teach it, and I had to learn it. And I realized the one thing I was missing was the art of really believing in everybody. The art of believing heavily in myself. The art of getting all distractions out of my head, valid or invalid. Listen to me. Valid or invalid distractions. Your excuse, it's valid. Now what you're going to do about it? Hey, I don't have enough time. What are you going to do about it? Because if you don't change your trajectory right now, you're going to be on the same trajectory you're on for the past 10 years that you've been on. So I'm going to talk about the law of the lid, how to lift your lid. You lift your lids by plugging to those who have everything that you want. You listen to them all day long. Nafis said number 2 was obsession. That word I've been singing all day. How I became a pilot, I was obsessed with being a pilot. My mind wasn't set on money. My mind wasn't set on money when I was in the military. You know, money was a part of it, of course, because pilots made a little bit more money, but my eyes were set on being a pilot, not a navigator, not an officer, not a tech, nothing, pilot. And because I obsessed about becoming a pilot, I became a pilot. Now understand, faith without works is dead. Okay, we know that. So I worked my butt off. I didn't have a degree when I made the decision to be a pilot, but having that goal already set, my definite aim, nothing else, I knew that that's what I was going to obsess about, and I knew I had to go get a degree. I went to school while everybody was partying and having a good time in one of the largest clubs in Panama City, Club La Vila. I was in night class because I had something to prove. I needed to become a pilot. And then that got achieved. And then I thank God today that he shifted us. In 2012, I was diagnosed with lupus. Okay? Understand there's going to be obstacles that come up in every portion of your life. In 2012, I got diagnosed with lupus, and I had a decision to make. They said, Randy, because I was praying to get out of the military, I must say. We had invented a product, and I was ready to just be a full-time entrepreneur. We had read the books, got the wife of my dreams, got my business partner. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready to be out of the Air Force. You know, my family is coming up. Read this book, you know, a little bit of real estate, and I prayed to be out of the military, and God answered the prayer. Sometimes you will pray, and you think this thing is supposed to come wrapped up in this beautiful gift, and it doesn't come that way. It comes in the way of a journey. Because God said, okay, you want that. Okay, that's cool. You're not the person to have it right now, but if it's the desire of your heart, the journey that's in front of you, you'll become that person. But most of you want, but you don't want the journey. I said, God, I want to be this entrepreneur. I want to make this much money. I want to help people. I want to do this. And God said, okay. Well, first thing, I got to get the military out of your life. You can't be a healthy pilot. They don't allow people who are sick to be in the Air Force as pilots. You're sick. You got lupus. And I remember that decision. Doctor said, well, if you take this medicine, then you will never be a pilot again. I said, give me the pill. And I took the medicine, knowing that I was done. Most of us, we stay, and I'm going to talk about the top 12 things that what poor people do. One of those, and I'm going out of order, is they stay on a job way too long. Let me say it again. They stay at the wrong job way too long. Me and my wife just talked about this today. Wonder if I did stay at being in the Air Force, I would be a lieutenant colonel. I see a lot of my friends right now, they're majors, they're lieutenant colonels. They're taking command of squadrons right now, but they haven't made seven figures in that time. They have served our country, and I thank them for our service because we need people to serve. But I look back and I say, man, I got what I needed and I left. So one of those rules is staying on the wrong job way too long. If your job, one of you guys said it, you stay on the job. If it's not going to take you where you're at, why are you still there? If it's not going to grow you, why are you still there? So in 2012, we were stretched. 2013, we got a call from some relatives saying, hey, we got this deal here. Mind you, me and my wife had never did it before. But here's what mattered. I already had a goal in mind. We attracted it. To tell you the truth, it's a funny thing. I won't give you the name, but I kind of created a network marketing company illegally. I'm just saying, not knowing it, the lack of my knowledge, okay? Not knowing I was doing that because I read this financial book and said, well, if you get these people, you get these people, and you have a good product, I had a product. Me and my wife had opened up a swap meet where we were selling Jordans and T-shirts and all types of stuff. You know, even the prize, it was so on point how we attracted the prize that I said, if you become this rank, you're going to get a BMW. You want to talk about the law of attraction? Oh my God. My whole life was an attraction, a manifestation on accident. Okay. Now we just able to read the books and I can teach it to you. So in 2013, we attracted network marketing in our life. We get a call from one of his relatives. They say, hey, we got this thing. I don't want to go on a vacation. You've been talking about going to Fiji and Bora Bora, and I'm looking at the price tag like we are not paying $10,000 for a vacation. My lid wasn't lifted yet, not in money-wise. I still had a bad money psychology, even though I thought I made it. Okay. Anyways, we get in this company. See, what you don't know is portions of your life are going to be seasons. You're not meant to stay there forever. Okay, and you got to understand when you should eject. Just like a pilot knows when he's flying in the air, we have an envelope for our injection. If I realize my plane's going down, I'm going to try to restart the engine, do all the stuff, right? Go through all my procedures. And when I get to 10,000 feet, I have a decision to make. Do I stay in the airplane and go down and crash and kill myself, or do I pull the ejection seat? Every smart pilot knows exactly when to eject. It's life or death. 1,000 feet off your injection envelope can kill you. Your parachute may not deploy in time. I'm watching people who are ejecting too late right now. Their parachutes are not going to open in time. They're going to hit the ground. It's true. This is how I think. Life or death. Your decisions are got to be on point. And so me and my wife were fortunate. We got into that company. My wife got the vacation of her dreams. We went to Bora Bora. We went to Fiji. We did all the fun stuff. God said, okay, you got it out of your system. It's out of your system now. Your wife got everything she wanted. You learn how to make money. You're in the better house. Listen, we had to go through some things, folks. We live in a house that my wife can tell you right now, none of the houses I bought in advance, she wanted none of them. I heard it every single day. Every single day. I knew my wife was unhappy, but also knew the vision that we had. Okay, from all the books that I read, I just seen it because I read it. And I said, I know, baby, I know, and I'm glad that she stuck with me. I'm glad that she felt it. I'm glad I call her a ride or die. Okay? Most people like, I can't stand him. No, she still built me up. Okay, we got her in a three bedroom, one bath with my dad there now. You know, my mama moved in. We went through it all, okay? Our journey, my ride or die. 3 bedroom, 1 bath, 1,000 square feet with everybody in there, okay? And then I deployed for 4 months and leave her there. She stayed. Then the next house, it didn't gain no improvement. So it was like, oh my God, it's a sale. We were in position, we bought the house. Now the floors don't work. All this stuff is happening and she stayed. But here's what I knew. I understood asset accumulation. If we hold on and sacrifice just a little bit longer, we'll be in a better position than everybody else. While everybody else you see living life and being great, they got the big house there, look good. Listen, folks, people that I looked up to, that they were millionaires. Do you realize I know people who are millionaires that are broke right now because of the habit of spending, because of the habit of not saving? I'm going to give you the real rules. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep and invest. If I just make the same money I make right now, eventually I'm going to pass everybody up in front of me. Why? Because I understand the power of the dollar and investment. It's not about what you make. It's about what you invest and what you see in the future. And I'm going to give that to you right now. Okay. And so here's why I'm saying all this. Folks, you're in history right now. We're in a depression. Not even a question. Okay. By definition, we are in a depression and we're not coming out. Period. So here's what it looks like and why I'm going to give you this. And then we're going to roll and bring this call to an end. Let's talk about the money system real quick. It's like learning the rules of Monopoly. Okay. On a Monopoly board, what's the goal? Right? We give you a little bit of money. You got it. Now what are you going to do with the money? Are you going to lose it on the board or are you going to grow it on the board? The person who grows the most money, owns the most assets, wins the game. That's real life. No one ever taught you, for some reason, no one ever taught you on that Monopoly board just to keep on going around go and paying everybody else rent and paying for your electricity and paying for the railroad and paying for all this and never own not a thing. Those people don't win the game. Have you ever seen a person win the game in a Monopoly just going around the board? No. So why are you going around the board? You're going to work every single day. You're paying for groceries. You're paying your rent. You're paying for electricity. And then someone brings an opportunity and you're like, well, I've been taught just to work. And then you wonder, why am I in debt? Why am I losing the game? Because you're not following the rules. Do you realize only 1% will follow the rules? So 1 person out of 10 people follows. That means only 10 people on this call right now. Some people couldn't stay long enough to get the sauce. 10 people on this call right now are going to take the advice I give you. Why do I know that? Because it's psychology. Because when I start telling you, hey, you need to save $1,000, immediately when I say save, it's a negative connotation for you. I'm taking away stuff. That means I can't spend it on this if I have to save it. Because you have a habit of spending, not a habit of saving. And anytime that you feel when I say, hey, go put away $10,000 this year, you go, but I only make 30. And if I make only 30,000, that means I only have 20,000. Yeah, you only have 20,000. That's what you have. But what in terms of what? You only have 20,000 in terms of what? Spending. I only can use $20,000. But I can tell you the 10,000, you're going to invest in gold, you're going to invest in silver, you're going to invest in forex, you're going to invest in the stock market, you're going to invest in real estate. And then it's going to grow 10 years from now. The fee said something powerful. He said, you got to start thinking long term. The reason we're in our position right now, and we're not even the house we want to be in right now. But I tell you, it's about 5 times bigger than our previous homes. Listen, but it took 10 years. It took 10 years. And we're not even arrived yet. Our bank account is good. I don't have to worry about. I look at my bank account because I like to save it. You know, listen. Let me give you something that happens to me. You know how they say people you go shop. My habits are so hardcore with saving and investing. Some people they have the habit of spending so much that you'll start looking through Amazon and what can I buy? Like, you know what I have the habit of doing? I told my wife, I said, baby, I just bought 8 ounces of silver. I was just had a glass of wine together. And I'm looking like, no, I should just buy 8 ounces of silver. And I just bought 8 ounces of silver. I have a habit of saving, folks. It's true. I don't know why. I do know why. I made it a habit. So if I can give you anything right now, I want to change your habits of saving. It doesn't matter how much money you make. If you make $1,000 a month right now, can you not save $1? I don't care. It's not about the amount, folks. It's about the habit. Most of us believe that when we make more money, our problems are going to go away. I wish I could say that was true. Your problems are actually going to get bigger. Your problems are actually going to expose you. See, that's why we're not being blessed. I thank God that He did not bless us in 2013 for what we wanted. If I was $1 million earner, I was going to be $1 million spender too. See, in this industry of network marketing, you're going to make a lot of money. Do not be confused that your money will keep on going. You have to assume you better be investing to replace every time you reach a monthly goal, you better be working just as hard to go invest so you can replace that monthly goal. That's what we did. I learned our lesson very fast. In 2018, they want us to sell assets. Sell the house so you can stay here. Sell this, sell that. Do you realize if I would have sold my soul, I would have sold my family, sold our homes that we just sold, if I would have sold it then? See, people who are in desperate need of things, when they have assets, they have to let them go because they didn't get ready for the storm. See, if we weren't Ray at that time, when we made our transition, I wasn't going to stay the course and say, you're not taking my 80,000 equity from that home. You're not taking my 50,000 equity from that home. You're not taking that from my family. I got that in place for this moment. I ejected. But if you don't understand the system, you can't eject when you don't have the knowledge. And today I want to lift your lid. See, folks, you're going to have to be decision makers. You're going to have to be trendsetters. You're going to have to be the person that votes first. Okay? Some people may have not done it out. See, when someone just showed me the circle where it said comfort in the middle, if you draw a circle, put comfort in the middle and put success on the outside. See, the people that are on the outside, we get to look in, we see the people who are comfortable. That ain't the growth zone. I need everybody on this call to be outside the circle. You are the doers. You are the thinkers. You are the people who are going to change the world. You apply the law of imagination. For those who read that book, you realize if someone looks at a pile of dirt, to them it's a pile of dirt. For someone else, it's a foundation. The law of imagination. Those are the people who get paid. So let's just talk about the top 12 reasons why people stay poor. And then we're going to finish this off. And I'm going to talk about the system a little bit. Number one, they think about themselves. They only think about themselves, not about other people. See, if they thought about other people, they would be inventors and thinkers and doers. Thinking about other people look like this. What does the world need? I'm going to give you free bands right now. I know that we're at IN. We know that people need to make money right now. That's a simple one. That's done. But have you ever thought the world is going on lockdown because of COVID-19? Who sells masks on here? Okay, free bands, right? I have a binder of abundance. You're gonna see us have them come out too. I have a binder of abundance. It's enough to go around for everybody. There's 100 people on this call. I'm not gonna let your family go down. You want extra money? Here's the first thing. Go find those masks. Go brand them. Go put some on them. Go sell them on the internet. I'm serious. It's free bands. And then what you're going to do from there, you're going to take that money. You're not going to spend it. It's extra. You weren't going to do anything. I just gave you 3 ways to make money. I gave you a free way to go flip the $10 you got. If you only got $10 right now, you have enough to go buy 10 masks and keep on flipping it 10 times over. Now you got enough money to trade with. Now you got enough money to start another business with. Okay, you start trading, you got money to do that. Now you build up that money because you got the skill. Stop thinking about yourself. We got a company that if you are not only thinking about yourself, you're thinking about other people. If you're a chairman 10, that doesn't mean, or if you're a platinum 5,000, that doesn't mean that you just made 5,000. That means you helped 225 people. You're a chairman 10, means you helped 500 people. Chairman 25, 1,250 people. That's what they mean. That means, okay? Because that's why I'm gonna shift to number 2. They think rich people are evil. Number 2, poor people think rich people are evil. They got their riches some kind of way because they got a favor. They got a handout. Someone gave them this. Oh, the reason they made their money is because of this. Listen, I didn't get rich from a handout at all. I got rich from my journey. It's a journey. But when you say that, number 2, why do people say that? Because it negates the fact that they're not working hard enough. That they're not doing the right thing. Why do I say they? I was there. I'm speaking from experience, folks. These are real. I was there. Number 3, they stay at the wrong job too long. I talked about that one already, right? You know when you should switch. You feel it. Okay? I want you to look at your job right now. Whatever you do. Okay? And then we're talking about the growth. Your job. How much money can you make on your job right now? Okay, you just go look at the people. You know what job you're in. You know if you're in a dead-end job. Can you become the CEO of your job? Can you pass on your job? Will your job give you a $1,000 a year raise? A $10,000 a year raise? Will your job meet your needs? Can you get out of debt with your job? Just your job alone right now. And if all those answers are no, then you need to be looking at something else. You need to be building a business on the side like you're already doing. So as soon as you get here, you don't have the privilege or the right to say, I don't build those things. I don't want to go do this part. Because you are not your own mentor. If you were your own mentor, you would already be, if your own mentor knew exactly what to do, you would already be there. Number 4, their college majors are frivolous. We never said school was bad. School is not bad. But the reason you go to school is dependent. Why are you going to college? Okay? Are you going to become a doctor? That's a definite aim. Are you going to become a lawyer? That's a definite aim. Are you going to become a congressman or congresswoman, a president of the United States? Those are definite aims. Why do you go to school? Are you going to contribute to the world? They have doctoral degrees out there. Before you even get into your doctors, they want to know what it is you're going to contribute to the world. Contribution. Know why you're going to school if you're going to go to college. College doesn't equal money at all. It most likely will take money from most people who go and get privileged degrees. A Bachelor of Art, not a college degree, unless you're going to go to law school after that. Number 5, they don't invest in themselves by learning new skills or increasing their value as a person. Let's hit this one now. We talk about investing in yourself. You know what most people think? I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to go out, go get my nails done, get my hair done, get a sharp haircut. I'm about to go buy these brand new Jordans that just came out. I'm going to stand in line and spend $300. I could be investing in some commodity that's going to go up to $30,000, but I still go buy the shoes anyway. I stand in line to go do that, but I can't get on the internet and buy an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver. Come on. Come on, my people. Free band, Black economics. I'm talking about economics right now, real economics, right now. The habit of spending versus the habit of saving. If I can shift your mind right now, I'm going to challenge you right now because this just came in my heart. The next time you go to spend, I want your spending to go through a filter. Do I really need this right now? Number 1. If I don't get this, what will be the impact on my family? If I don't get this thing that I want to go get. And if no impact to the family, okay, and you don't need it really, then save it. Now, I don't want you to just save it. Now, when you got to save it, so let's say you have some savings above, I want you to get used to investing it. What can I invest in? Have the things you want to invest in, okay? I know some of you can't invest in gold right now. It's $1,800 an ounce. Well, they sell them in grams. That's $200 per gram, okay? Or you can invest in an ounce of silver, $23 right now. Okay, why am I saying these things? Because they're forced savings. I know that you can't convert them immediately. You can't convert them. Okay, you can actually. Did you know that if you owned over $30,000 of gold, you can actually get a loan against it? But most of us don't have assets to even know that. Okay, that's a good loan against your money because gold is gold, ounce is an ounce. It's okay, it's yours, but you don't have anything to leverage right now. So I'm just putting you on game. Hey, make it your business to go get at least $30,000 worth of gold at some point in your life. I'm going to do a breakdown. Don't worry. I got you. So learning a new skill, we shouldn't have a problem. Listen, what I want to do is change your posture on here. When you're going to teach someone about this and get them a new skill, don't be soft. They need a new skill. This is what rich people do. I was just talking to my daughter. I told my daughters, I know you want to go to college, but I'm going to have you get your real estate license. Why am I having them do that? It's a new skill. It's okay to have a real estate license, have an insurance, whatever. The skill that will bring more money into your household. Sometimes you're going to have to do what you're going to have to do. It's okay to have a job on the side. If you're in network marketing, maybe you hit a rank and you're still not bringing enough money, go get a part-time job. That's extra money. Go invest it until you get right. Why am I saying this? Because self-confidence depends on it. When we're sitting in front of this, your mindset is going to talk to you. And if you're not solid in your mindset, it may mess with you. You might not have the right savings right now. And if you're not that strong person to just pull through it, I want you to go do it. Go drive the Uber. Go drive the Lyft. Go get the savings so that you feel good about yourself. It's a part of your self-confidence. It's a part of your attraction, okay? This is investing in yourself. And by doing those things, you're investing, trust me, you just don't know you are. And so increasing the value of yourself, getting on these calls, getting on the morning mentorship call, plugging into our Sunday calls with the company, okay? Going to a Les Brown's conference, going to a Tony Robbins conference, lifting the list. Listen, me and my wife, we had never spent $5,000 on some tickets, but it was the best money I could ever spend, I'll tell you. Lord knew we needed it just in time. Right at the end of 2018, some critical things happened in our business, and I'll tell you, right on time every single time. I remember Wanda coming to me and said, we're going to call here, and I didn't lie to you. I was like, shoot, we get that type of learning. I can go on YouTube and see Tony Robbins, You really want me to spend like $6,000 on these tickets? That was the discount price. Listen, that was the discount price. I'm like, $6,000 to go listen to Tony Robbins? You know what happened there? Even the personal developed Randy that you would consider personal development. 25 years of poverty thinking still in me. That was another level When I bought those tickets, and I offered it to some folks on here, right? When I bought those tickets, listen, my heart was staring to. I'm like, I'm about to spend $6,000 going to an event. They're gonna jump up and down, they're gonna hoorah, and they'll do this. And once again, my thinking, it was you never been there. I never been there. Oh, they're gonna teach me this, and they're gonna teach me that, and they're gonna teach me this. Oh, they just pumping up, they're just motivating people. They ain't nothing in my little place where I still haven't grown to where I want to be at yet. I'm so grateful that I've been taught to get uncomfortable. I said, baby, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And not only am I gonna do it because I spent $6,000 on it, I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna be jumping around. I'm gonna do exactly like Tony Robbins. Because let me be honest with you. I wanted to go there and prove it wrong. The first time, I wanted to prove it wrong. Like, I'm gonna do everything so I can say that it don't work. This is all hoorah and hot. That's what I wanted to say. So I told my wife, I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And I made a decision. Best decision of my life. Because when I went there, I did it so much I made my wife uncomfortable. Y'all know Wanda. Wanda don't get uncomfortable. Okay? My wife don't get uncomfortable. I knew I was on track to make my wife uncomfortable. They said jump up and down. I jumped up and down. I let go. I became me. I was free. I put down the walls, the facades, the this, the that. They said jump. They said do this. They said do that. I did it all. And when I finished, I was programmed. I was programmed for success after that event. And when I came back, there was some news that came. One of my biggest people that I thought was in the trenches with me said, hey, I want to talk to you guys. And we got that call. And I knew what that call, you know what's funny? I knew what that call was going to be about for some reason. I just felt it. And I get that call and it was like, hey, this, you know, this, you know, gave it to me. I said, I bless. I said, thank you for doing what you did. I said, you're good with me. You're still my boy. We still good. Like nothing changes. Because what I just learned at Tony Robbins is that you can't let people change their energy. And when we got off that call, I ain't gonna lie, my energy changed, but I knew how to get it back. I did what I just did at the front of this call. I turned on some music and I said, we about to go even harder because that means we about to have a breakthrough. That means it's about to come. Woo! We just lost a big leader. It's about to come. That means I'm about to get a bigger leader. Because sometimes people got to get moved out of the way for other people to go past. Sometimes people may look like leadership, but they are the ceiling of an organization. Listen, you cannot be the ceiling of your organization. Get out the way. If you're not reading, you're not lifting your leg, you are the ceiling. Did you see that picture I showed you? See, let me show you one more time, because you didn't get what I showed you. I know now it's going to come to you. You're going to be like, oh, you didn't get what I was showing you. I want you to see why I'm showing you. I'm sorry I'm going over time, but I want you guys to get this, please. Okay? I want you to get this. See, some of you saying that, oh, that's pretty. It's a jar inside of a jar. Okay? Some of you like, that's a jar inside of a jar. No, those are open lids. Okay? Open lids. See, if this was me and Wanda right here, if we shut this lid at us, the farthest you could get, you would never get outside of my lid. Okay? Some of you are going to grow faster than Wanda and Randy Webb. We are not your lid at all. We're just here to give you everything that we got. And if you surpass us, I did my job. It's called the law of succession. And everything that we're doing right now is so that you can succeed us. Our leadership, our abundant thinking doesn't limit us to saying that, well, if this person gets better, it's going to take the views off of me. If this person surpasses me, then I'm not going to be the person. That is not my goal and never has been my goal. My goal has been to create people more powerful than me. There have been great prophets in this world that said there will be people that will do bigger things than me. Jesus taught you the law of succession. History shows that. Martin Luther King taught you the law of succession. Malcolm X taught you the law of succession. Why? Because their works kept living beyond them. That's why the name of our team is Legacy Worldwide. It's not Wanda and Randy Webb. It's Legacy Worldwide because it will far succeed the reach of where I come from. My son, I'm teaching him everything, knowing that my son is going to be smarter than mine. knowing my son is going to be faster than me, knowing that my son is going to 10 times the net that I leave him. That's what I know, because that is the law of succession. But if I strap on my lid, because our nature as human beings is to limit others because we desire power, okay? We desire power. We desire to be in front of the room. We desire to be the one. And when you understand it's about psychology, about your mindset, get out the way. The reason you're stuck is because you won't get out the way. And you're like, man, I'm stuck right here. It's because you're not out the way to get somebody else to get in that position. So therefore, you have to fill the position. There are companies right now where someone was building that company, okay? And because they were building that, look, I'm deep, but I hope I'm deep, y'all. There's someone who created a company and they had to go back into position because they weren't willing to move out the way. They had to go back to work in their company because they weren't willing to move out the way. The law of succession is a powerful thing. And when you don't allow people to succeed you, you will never succeed. It's the law of attraction, right? You can't possibly say that you want some chairman 10, 25 on your team if you're not getting out the way because you're still stuck in position. And so therefore, no chairman team can ever get there. If your mindset is stuck on being a platinum 600, you'll always be a platinum 600. You'll never grow a platinum 600 because you're still in the way. But when you make it about everybody else, you don't know it all. But guess what? Those jars inside of jars, my lid is open, y'all. I want to put your jar inside my jar. Because my jar is inside somebody else's jar. And hopefully my mentor's jar is inside of someone else's jar. And if you decide to skyrocket through your lid, through that lid, through the next lid, you can surpass me if I'm going too slow. So what am I saying? Have you introduced your folks to your mentor? You don't know it all. If I see you not plugging in the calls, I know you're stuck. You'll be stuck. You know, it's a straight shot call. If you haven't plugged into the mentorship call, I've never said it, I'm gonna say it. If you're not plugging into the mentorship call, you will not win. You will stay the same person. I see we have the same 60 people hop on every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I've gotten to watch you grow. Look, I see Sakina, okay? When she's on these webinars, whether she know it or not, her posture, she's always had posture. But there's something different with the energy that comes from the call now. I feel it. Okay? Chairman done. And I get to watch Andre. Okay? You know, Chairman Chuck, man, oh my God, watching the growth. Chuck, I'm watching it unfold. Give yourself permission to grow. And I know I'm on number 5 still. That's increasing your value for yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself is not going to go feed yourself. It's reading the books. It's getting on the mentorship call. It's going to a Tony Robbins event, even though you feel that you shouldn't pay for it, you don't want to pay for it. That's investing in yourself. Number 6, they cut back. He said that saving money is an adverse effect on their mindset. Scarcity versus abundance. Saving money has an adverse effect on their mental state. When I tell you save money, you're like, but you're taking from me. No, we're investing in you. Okay? So let me give you real quick. Why do you save money? Let me give you just some real tips to save money. What I want you to do, some action steps. Number 1, this is Dave Ramsey conversation. Number 1, I need you to save an emergency fund. I need you to save $1,000. You're like, Randy, but I barely can save. You can save $1,000 by any means necessary. Okay? If you need to go get a second job to save $1,000, I'm telling you right now, go get a second job to save $1,000. Go drive Uber Lyft to get $1,000. Go deliver groceries to get $1,000. Or go trade. Okay? Or go trade. But for those who are having a hard time doing that, or go, you know what's even easier? You want to know what's even easier? I just gave you all those, and most of you are going to take the latter, what I just gave you. But you know what you really got? Just go Platinum 600. I'm telling you, you need an emergency fund. Go find 12 people that want to learn how to trade. Boom. Because you offered value, now the company pays you $600 a month. In 2 months, you now have $1,200. Don't play around. Just stay in your demo account until you have $1,000 saved up. Boom. You got your emergency fund put away. That's number 1. Number 2, get out of debt as soon as you can. You know where me and my wife are fortunate at? we tell our story. We hit in the last time we hit the top rank in 2.5 years. Here's why we were able to do it. Okay, we were able to go straight all in for that company. We had already had assets. We already had a good savings that we could live off of, and we went straight in. We hit we always say it's a funny story, but we hit the first level in that company, and we're like, yeah, we're free. Dude, let me tell the truth, shame the devil. Tell the truth, shame the devil. My first official check was $100. Okay, tell the truth, shame the devil. That company. Network marketing is that, folks. Let me just be honest. It's hype. Okay? Let me be honest here. It's not hype here. The money is the money. That's why I'm so excited. But we got to change your mental. But we were ready for opportunity because we did have the money then. We were able to, I was able to sell, in the process of being in that company, I was able to sell 2 properties that kept us good to go all the way in and get to where we got to. Okay? And then I got to where we got to and I realized, okay, that flip ain't coming. We here and I'm going hard. That flip ain't came yet. I put money in. We sold some properties. We got there, $17,000 on average, $11,000 here and there. They lied to me. Okay, they led me astray. See what I say? A good leader is whether it's going to hurt them or not. What some of you don't mentor should call. You know what I'm about to say. A good leader climbs up to the top of the tree as we're going through this jungle. And when they realize that we're in the wrong jungle, they yell down to the rest of the people and they say, "Wrong jungle!" But what's crazy about network marketing, when people realize they're in the wrong jungle, they don't want to yell down because then those people, they go to the other jungle and they're scared. Those people are not going to go to the jungle to stay in the same jungle, go to the same jungle with them. Listen, if your leadership was correct, your people are going to, if you did the right things, your people are going to go with you, regardless. If you're doing the right thing for her, and they don't, no big deal. Okay? And so having a scarcity versus abundant mindset, number 1, save $1,000. Number 2, okay, get out of debt. I want you guys, there's a site called Dave Ramsey. I want you to follow Dave Ramsey. He has a debt snowball calculator. I'm going to drop it in the group. I want you guys all to use this calculator, okay? Because if you don't plan to fail, okay? I want you to plan to get out of debt. Why? Why am I saying get out of debt right now? Okay, if you can get out of debt right now, when you step in front of a room, it just does something different. Okay, it gives you posture and confidence. You feel good about yourself. You're going to be able to teach without thinking about all the bills that you owe. Okay, debt snowball. There goes the link right there. Get out of debt. Imagine this: if you're on this call right now, and you only make $3,000 a month, $36,000 a year, and you're like, man, if I made $100,000 a month, someone said it. It's not about the money. If you got $100,000 a month right now, you're just going to go spend it. You're going to get a bigger house, you're going to get a better car, and now it's going to take you longer to get out of debt. The best thing that could ever happen to you is that you weren't qualified to have more debt, because it's going to be easier to get out of it. So get that debt snowball, pay a couple of $1,000 you're in debt, done. Go do the extra stuff, and then focus. But you're doing all this at the same time. Okay, build the business. Period. So that's number 6. So 1, $1,000. 2, get out of debt. 3, have an investment plan. Why an investment plan? Let me just shift you and tell you what's coming. Man, I might. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. Okay, real quick. Investment plan. Why? Okay, let's talk about history of money real quick. Federal Reserve, our central bank. They print money all day long. Okay, what happens when they print money? We call it supply and demand. As supply goes up, okay, demand goes down, it costs less value. So the goal of the Federal Reserve is to ensure that our money, or ensure that our economy is going up, inflationary. Ensure that equity is going up. And the only thing that America cares about, we say capitalism. You need to understand this. Capitalism. Why do you hear the president only talking about the stock market? They look at that as the health of the country. And when the stock market is not good, doing good, the economy is not good, doing good. So if we focus on what the president's focused on, or focus on what the economy is focused on, or focus on the banks are focused on, we will do the right things. So therefore, when the stock market is crashing, what is the Federal Reserve doing? They're printing more money because they need you to be confident in the stock market. They need you to be confident in your economy. They need you to continually spend money on things. That's what drives the economy. When you spend money at Walmart, Apple buying the new iPhone, buying the brand new Jordan that's making Nike go up. You buying all these things, it's to drive capitalism up. Okay? And when you can't do it, they spend more money, they give out stimulus pants. What do you think a stimulus is? It's not to stimulate your household. It's because they understand your habits. They know you before you knew you. They know when I give you $1,200, you're just gonna go spend it. They ain't gonna throw it in the stock market. They're gonna throw it at Walmart. They're gonna throw it at, here. Y'all see people, I got that shit.
Are we putting our time in?
Go invest.
This is good.
That's what smart people are doing. So when the Federal Reserve prints money, they are causing goods and services to go up because you're buying. And when you don't have confidence, guess what you don't do? When you're like me, you go invest and you do certain things, okay? And they're not getting everything they want. So what happens again? They print more money. And they print more money because that's the only thing that they can do because it's not backed by gold. If it was backed by gold, we wouldn't be in this situation. Why? Because they wouldn't be able to print money. The economy would have to reset. The government would have to file bankrupt, like a regular human being has to file bankrupt when they're way over their head. But we will never default. We only manage it so that we can get ahead and pass to the next person. So right now, our economy is in a $25 trillion deficit, and it's going to go to about $80 trillion. What does that mean? More money in circulation. Everything goes up in value, okay? The dollar has less buying power. So 10 years from now, 8 years from now, your $1 is less value, okay? That means your dollar may be worth only in your head, if I can make it simple, your dollar will only be worth 25 cents. In the next 8 years, your dollar right now will only have the buying power of what 25 cents is. Now, here's the difference. If you don't invest, that will be your issue. If you invest, you have a whole different issue. You're clapping to the bank. See, what I know, investing in gold, investing in silver, investing in commodities or hedges. Why do I know that? Because China's pretty smart, aren't they? What is known about the Chinese people? When people say they're good at numbers, okay, that's not a statistic. That's real. So let's talk about what's happening. Let's bring this all in. When you look at a detective, how does a detective solve a murder? He must find the motive first. And when he finds the motive, he can solve the case. I'm going to give you the motive and why you should be doing this, okay? China has invested over $3.2 trillion into our treasury notes, just like our Federal Reserve has invested constantly in our treasury. And what happens is, the more that the Federal Reserve prints and buys treasury notes, okay, they're deflating the market, deflating the treasury, okay? It causes it to have less value. So now the Chinese who invested their portfolio has less value, but they understand the significance between the dollar and gold. When the dollar is weak, gold is supposed to go up. Well, between a couple of manipulative things, right, supply and demand, the gold is being kept down right now. But if you go look at usdebtclock.org, okay, this is free bands again, okay, this right here, they tell you what the real thing is if they would unveil it. Okay, silver would actually be $3,694 if, right, it was based on non-manipulation of the market. It really showed. Gold would be $30,000. Okay, why do I show you that? I don't show you that just so you can buy gold. I show you that to understand the buying power. So when I say 10% of investment should be somewhere, okay, goods and services, gold is one of them, real estate is one of them, land is one of them. A majority of the wealth here in the United States is with people because they owned land before. A lot of us are behind because our ancestors did not own land. So it's up to you to break that. Own land, own gold, own silver, build the crap out of network marketing so you can get more money to own more of the stuff that you're supposed to get. That's it. So if I can give you anything, keep it in simple terms. Simple terms. All the goods and services are going to go up in the next year. You need to make a lot of money to go buy those things. If you don't, you're going to miss out on the biggest wealth transfer in the world. Why should you learn the skill of trading? Because you get so much leverage in the market that you can create so much wealth to put yourself in position on the Monopoly board. You have a chance to catch up. Have you ever been on the Monopoly board and you were losing the game and you thought it was done, and then you just got that one glimpse, you were able to skip around the board a couple times and not land on anybody's property, and you're like, boom, I just collect another $200, I got enough. If I can get around that board one more time without landing on someone's property, I will be good. If I can get through this world without having to pay a ticket, without getting in trouble, without having to go behind on my bills, my credit cards, if I can get around the board one more time, it will be just enough. Listen, you're in the game. You're in network marketing. Here's your board. Go show people. Go do what your mentors say. Open up that book. Get away from the fear. Get an abundant mindset versus a scarcity mindset. This is your game. Why do you think they're saying stuff about network marketing. Oh, it's this, it's that, it's this, because they understand when people learn, just like 400 years ago when we hid books from people, when America hid books from their slaves, okay, because they know that if you learn the rules, you could win the game. It's been here the whole time. So you're finally around the board. You have enough. Everyone on this call, you're in the game. But unfortunately, I see in my back office that only 9% of my organization are participating in the game. 91% of the people in my organization right now don't even understand the game. They think it's all about trading. They think it's all about making money. And so you spend, and you never get to where you need to get to. And if I can give you anything, I can't give you everything on this call. Just plug into the mentorship calls. I know I'm going to have to bring this to a close, so let's just go through this real quick. And then the rest of it, I'm going to tell you, continuation on the mentorship call, okay? And we'll bring the rest of the value in. So number 7, not reading the right kinds of things, not reading the right books. Poor people read most of the time fiction type books. And he said in this article, he said that people escape from reality by playing video games, by reading fiction books, because they don't like the way the real life looks and what it takes to get there. So you can either live in a virtual world your whole life and stay poor, or you can recognize the real world and realize you got some work to do. Yes, you're behind in the game. I get it. No, it wasn't your fault. I get it. Yeah, we didn't get everything right. You know, we weren't getting some things. That's okay. You're in the game. Let's go. Read the right books, plug to the mentorship call. Number 8, believe other people. Believe other people. Let me say it again. I know some of you are like, what do you mean by that? Like attracts like. You can't, Wanda said it so perfectly. You cannot be a suspicious person. Guilty. Can I say it with you? I'm guilty. I just said something the other day. I said that the greatest thing that could harm you is stating things without facts. It's coming to a conclusion without facts. I'm giving you facts right now. So believe in other people, regardless of what you think. Listen, I've fallen short several times, and I had to go to God and say, God, sorry. Like I cast judgment on this person because I heard this, and I heard that, and I heard this. Believe in people. Why do you believe in people? Because you're looking in the mirror. When you believe in people, you believe in yourself. There are people that don't like the skin that they live in today. How do I know that? Because I can tell the way they talk and believe in other people. And when they don't believe in someone that looks like them, I won't go there because that all you're saying is I don't believe in myself. I won't go there because these have to do this. Look in the mirror. Don't believe the greatest lie told us in this world. You know what I mean? The greatest lie told in this world. See, the good book says, I am. Why they say that's the greatest word? Because you got to believe in yourself. Believe in other people, believe in yourself. They say, poor think that they're old. Believe rich people, they believe rich people were handed a break. If you believe that, that means you're waiting for someone to hand you a break before you get rich. Okay? If you believe that rich people got a break, you'll never be rich because you're waiting for someone to give you a break, and you'll never get that. No one owes you anything. Number 9, spending money before they get it. I already covered that one. The habit of spending. You just can't do it. You got to make a plan. Number 10. Oh, I have to go and read this one and reread it, and I have to go into it for understanding. Okay, some of you are going to feel this, and some of you are going to hear this, and you're going to discount it. But hear me closely. Number 10, they are more religious. Now listen to me. I'm not saying, I said religious. Okay, religious. What does that mean? Now, I'm not talking about Christian. I'm not talking about Muslim faith or Christian faith. I'm not talking about those who are practicing, who are in action with it. Okay, I'm talking about those who may just state it, and they'll understand the grounding of it. And you give, like, I'm just going to give it to Jesus. I'm just going to give it to God. And then you don't go do anything with it. That's what they're saying. We've taken and we've used religion as an excuse not to do anything. Hear me closely. I'm a Christian man. We have taken religion and we use it to our benefit not to do anything. That's what he's saying in here. We don't take action. While he said majority of rich people, okay, majority, okay, let me take that back. Not a majority. He said that some rich people, okay, may be atheists or agnostic. He said some. And so those people, let me talk about my religious folks. You'll look back, and I remember having this is why I had such a battle. Because you will look out and you see, like, how are they multi-billionaires? They don't believe in nothing. No, they believe in something. They believe in God, folks. Everybody believes in God, okay? It's just that they don't just hand their problems over without the action part. The Bible already says this. We just don't apply it that way. Faith without works is dead. If that just sums up this whole number 10. So I want you to understand when I say that. So really what sums up number 10 is really, I'm going to change it for they are more religious. Let me change that. More apply faith than action. Faith without works is dead. You got to have action. You got to take the work. So I'm going to change number 10, having faith with no action. Number 11, don't fully understand assets. I just taught you that. We're done with that. You need to have assets. You need to have a savings account. Number 12, never talk about money with their kids. Let me give you a conversation with my son, okay? Xavier's such my genius. My little man is such a genius. He is literally a mirror reflection of me. He's going to be so much smarter than I am. I look at him, I'm like, you're so much ahead of where I was as a kid. I'm grateful, okay? The law of succession. And I have to take the time. Sometimes we get so busy. I get so busy in this office that I forget to take that time. And I said, let me take this time and go teach my son. Sometimes we think that what we're doing is complex. Our kids already understand. Go teach it. So we were talking about interest. Let me tell you, when I was renovating my house in Corpus Christi, my son was there with me and we were painting the house. And I said, son, I said, I'm going to pay you for this. But I'm going to give you a decision. I said, I'm going to make some money off of this house. Daddy's selling it. I'm fixing up so I can sell it. I said, you can take a percentage at the end of the sale, get paid later, or I'll pay you right now when you finish. I'll pay you $20 right now when we finish. I said, or I'm going to give you 1% of whatever I make. Whatever I make in profit, you're going to get 1%. That's what you'll get, son. He goes, that's how I know he's smart in math. He goes, I'll take a percentage. My son did this. We did this a year and a half ago. I was going to give him $20 a year and a half ago. He said, I'll wait. We sold the house. My son's going to get about, he has already ready, $56, $60. Gotta make sure I didn't mess up his math. Really, he's looking for 80, okay? We said profit. So I gotta teach him what profit means, net and all that good stuff. So we sit down, my son has this card, it's like a savings account. I'm teaching him how the habit of saving. And so yesterday, we were talking about at the end of the year, 12%. And I said, son, because my wife was trying to explain to him annual growth. She says, son, because I told him, I said, whatever you have saved by the end of this year, I'm gonna match it. So I'm not gonna put any rules on you. Here's your card, here's your allowance. I'm not putting any rules on you. All I'm gonna tell you is this. At the end of the year, whatever you have there, I will match it. If there's only $1 there, I'm only gonna give you $1. Okay? So my wife was telling me that's 100% growth. That never happens. You can't get 100% growth for the most part, right? And so we're just doing an example. Here's 12%. So I said, son, 12%. So at the end of the year, you have $100. 12% annually at the end of the year would be $12. I said, but if I gave you an option to pay you 1% for 12 months versus 12% at the end of the year, which one do you want? Which one is bigger? He goes, they're the same. Teaching point. Okay, of course, that's what we're taught in school. We think it's the same. They don't teach us compound. Says, no, son, they're not the same. I said, $12, right? Let's go through these numbers. And I physically want him to go on his calculator. I said, okay, we have $100. The first month I give you 1%. What do you get? He goes, $1. I said, okay, cool. Well, now the next month, what do you have in your account? 101. He said, go ahead and calculate 1% of 101. Oh, now I get $1 and some cents. And he starts calculating. Well, what it came out to be, we got 66 cents more than what we did if we just took the 12%. I said, son, you realize most people don't understand this? They pay their mortgages this way. They pay their credit cards this way. And I'm going to tell you, these credit card companies are some vicious moles. They won't let me go. They won't let me go. We paid off. How do you get $1? I don't care. It's small to you. It's big to me. I called the company. I seen $2 on my card. I said, "What is this for? What is this interest for?" Interest is an assault on my family. What is this interest for? How am I paying it? It may look like $2 to you, but it's a jail sentence to me. Interest is a jail sentence. I know it all too well. The companies are still trying to get that money. And now what I look at is I say, man, they expected me to be indebted to them forever. That whatever extra they're putting on there, they may have been doing that the whole time. Some of you are paying over the interest that you're supposed to be paying right now, and you don't even question why, because you're just in debt. What's $2? It's a big deal. See, when you have the mindset to start respecting money, you have a different psychology, you look at interest a different way. I don't care if it's 1 cent, I don't care if it's $1 million. I look at the same exact way. And when you do that, you will become successful. You will get out of debt. You will become that $1 million woman or man. You will get it all because you'll attract it. You will not attract it if you don't know it. Folks, this is our time. So vision, it has to happen today. Where do you see yourself? I want you to write down your goals today, a definite aim. And so I'm gonna give you. So I gave you guys the 12. I'm gonna give you several steps that we've already went through, and I want you to go back and look at them again. I'm gonna post the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. But here's the things that we cover in the law of success: a definite aim. You must have a definite aim. Okay. 2, you got to have some self-confidence. We talked about how to get self-confidence. Number 3, okay, the habit of saving. Okay, we just hit the habit of saving hard. Initiative. You can't wait for other people to do things for you. No one is going to do anything for you. That number 10 about faith and works and religion, that's all that he's talking about. The law of initiative and leadership. Go out and just do it. Thank you, Andre. Props and sevens right now for Andre put this together. Okay? Andre did all this. I didn't do not one thing. Not one. I didn't make the flyer. Barely sent a picture. I don't even know if I sent him the picture. He did it all. He talked to all the leaders. All I know is he had a flyer, so I said, baby, this is very what we would do. Shoot, let me get out the way. See what get out of the way gets us? Where we got out the way. And we won't get in the way. Today, everyone on this call, you have permission to be you. You have permission to build. You have permission to create your legacy. You have permission. We are just here for support, mentorship, and coaching. I hope that everybody on this call far surpassed my leadership. Because you already got it if I did my job. Number 5, the law of imagination. Number 6, the law of enthusiasm. Number 7, we just talked about the law of self-control. And the next one we're going to talk about is the law or the habit of doing more than you're paid for. I need to change your mind. You don't do certain things. It makes me laugh when I hear people in our company, they say when they get involved, oh, this is just not enough, right? This is all I get. And I realize that they don't understand the law of doing more than you're paid for. You see, and I don't even mention this guy's name anymore, but he has this book about him and his dad that makes a lot of money, okay? And that person taught him the habit of doing more than you pay for. And because he did more than what he was paid for, he learned from the person who was teaching him. Some of you are able to plug into this, but you won't plug into a mentorship call because you're not getting paid for it right now. You're not plugging into a Sunday night call because you're not getting paid for it then. You just focus on recruiting and focus on trading and not thinking there's a whole big process. Now, listen, okay? I want you to focus on recruiting. I want you to focus, but it's not about recruiting. It's about attracting. Okay? If you did more time developing yourself and looking for those you want to attract into your business, you will be successful. But you got to do more than you're paid for. You're a Platinum 1000 right now. And you're only doing Platinum 1000 work, so you'll always get Platinum 1000. You're a Platinum 2000, and you're only doing what a Platinum 2000 is. I'm just a Platinum 2000, so I don't want to do all that. So you're just going to get Platinum 2000, okay? You're a Platinum 5000. If you just do Platinum 5000 work, you're just going to be a Platinum 5000. Are you hearing me? At your job. Why do people get promoted? Why do we forget this? At your job right now, you want to become the CEO of your job. Do you think they just look down and say, oh, they look like a CEO? No, they don't. They look down and say, who's been doing more in our company? Who's been developing people? Who's been doing more than they've been paid for years in our company? Man, such and such. You know what he's been doing? He developed this, he did this, he did this, he did this. The art of doing more than you're paid for will get you promoted no matter what it is that you do. You might not be getting paid right now. Listen, me and Wanda, we didn't get paid what we thought we should have been paid in our previous company. But you know what happened? We got paid more. Why? I'm not talking about it money. I'm talking about in mentorship. I'm talking about in coaching. I'm talking about in our journey, being in front of a Zoom presentation like this. We created systems over there that allow us to come here and recreate the same exact system that gave us the pay that we thought we should have been making over there. So it was never about the promotion or the money. It was about the person we were supposed to become to get what we wanted. Let's go! It is your time to become that person, and that is our call, folks. Let's go. Go do more than what you're paid for, and that is it. Okay, stop looking at other people's places. They're only doing this, and that's why they're only doing this, and I can't win because they're doing that. Well, because they spent the cost. They were here before the company was invented. Well, why is this person in this, and they only recruited that many people? I don't know. They happen to get lucky because they went through some personal development some years ago that their parents taught them, and they're already ready. Listen, you can't not compare yourself because comparison is a thief, and it is only here to rob, steal, and destroy your joy and the goals that you want to get to. Protect your mental, protect this, grow this, lift your lid, and in everything that we do, let's continually leave our legacy. That is my time, folks. Let's go, let's grow, let's go cherish. Back to you, Andre.
Listen. Let's go. Right? Listen, I don't want to really talk too much. I don't really like talking after my upline, especially when they just drop the mic on everything. I told you I went first for a reason. So, but let me just say this. I have to take a quick moment, and I really just have to thank all of y'all for participating, all of y'all for answering the call. You made this event special. Lillian kicked us off and really just crushed it. Lilo out of Kenya, thank you so much. Matt, thank you so much, my brother. Jiz, Miguel, Jen, Rich, Sakina, Wanda, Nafis, all of y'all crushed it. I'm so thankful and so appreciative. I think everybody got tremendous value out of this today. There's no way that you couldn't. There's no way that your cup cannot be overflowing after that. Tears, just everything coming out, all the emotion, all the stuff, all the breakthroughs that were necessary today. And then I also couldn't have done this without, my upline, Paul Okello, for helping us keep the ship going, helping us do all the stuff, putting all the great flyers together, all the great intro videos together. So, folks, I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys are ready. So we were supposed to be doing a presentation at 4 p.m. And obviously, we're at 5 p.m. So what we're going to do, though, is we're going to give some people a break. I know some people will go straight to barbecues, got family obligations. You spent 6 hours with us already. This is no judgment in any way, shape, or form. But we do want to honor our commitment because we know some people have invited for a presentation. We're going to move that presentation to 6 p.m. What we're going to be doing with that presentation is totally different. We are actually doing that presentation in English and Spanish simultaneously at 6 p.m. tonight. Okay, so it'll be myself, it'll be Miguel. We will crush that presentation together. We will do it as joint, and we are fired up and excited about that. So listen, we're gonna get ready to go. We're gonna get ready to check out. But Paul, you have to bring us out with the way you brought us in with that absolutely incredible fire video. Folks, make sure you don't miss Morning Mentorship next week. Oh, and by the way, here's a tip just to plug myself, a little pat on my back. I'm actually going to do Friday. Ain't it great? So fired up, folks. We'll talk to you guys later. And hope you all enjoyed the game today. Let's go.
So fresh, so new. Freedom. It's all for you. Freedom. Keep your ear to the ground. Talking about the freedom. It's the best show in town. Freedom. Give you. Yes, it's right. Freedom. Start right now. Freedom. Get your freedom tonight. Freedom. Come on, everybody. Young, old, all you lovers. This is our time to rise back from the sand and claim your freedom. Talking about the freedom. Let yourself be free.
Yes, it's right. Start right now. Get your freedom tonight. Yes, it's right.
Let yourself be free.
Start right now. Get your freedom tonight.
Yeah.